you need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
'93, yeah.
Someone say there's a countdown on the... Oh, yeah?
Look at that. Here goes the IT department here. Yes, Yep, yeah, no dramas. Hello and welcome to Totally Workwear Park for a ripper matchup in the first week of QAFL finals. My name's Jack Fulham. Alongside me on the gantry this afternoon, Dylan Kimlin, the voice of Australian Pickleball. Dylan, fantastic afternoon to be at the local footy. How are you, mate?
G'day, everyone. Soak it in. It is finals footy time here at Vicky Point, and we have an absolute cracker of a match coming up, 2v3, and the sun is shining, smiles are around. It's time for some footy, mate.
It sure is. As you mentioned, Redland-Victoria Point, second on the ladder at the end of the regular season, 14 wins, 3 losses and a draw, a healthy percentage of 129%. Surfers Paradise, their opponents, finished third with 13 wins, 5 losses and 160%. So they put some beatings on teams, and plenty of storylines going into this one. And the biggest of them, Matthew Hamilman, the star full forward for the Sharks, sits on 93 goals for the season. He kicked 9 goals last time they played the Surfers Paradise Demons. Can he get to the 100 today? Can he top the ton?
Oh, my goodness. Wouldn't it be an absolute bag? And the crowd would go berserk. Viewers, we had a big countdown. We were giving a bit of cheek to the IT department just before we went live, as they had a big video up for the gentleman you've just mentioned with these 93 in the season thus far. And, geez, that'd be a storyline had he got it done.
Now, second versus third, qualifying final. The winner of this game goes straight through to a prelim final. The loser will play the winner of Labrador and Maroochydore, who are playing an elimination final at the same time. So all 4 games of QAFL finals kicking off at the same time, 2:10 p.m. We are moments away from the first bounce in this one. The other games today, the qualifying final between Palm Beach Currumbin, who finished first on the table, the minor premiers, up against Aspley, who finished 4th, and 2 elimination finals. Morningside, the 5th place team, taking on Broadbeach, and Labrador taking on Maroochydore. Those are do-or-die games, and we'll keep you updated on the scores throughout the afternoon. Dylan, who are some players to watch for you today?
Well, I mean, the big man himself, you mentioned already, the big goal kicker. I think we've seen across the season thus far the sheer offence. We were talking about it off-air, viewers, just the forward and backline defence and offence of the sides, and then the midfield dominance as well. I mean, first of all, you know, Harrison Fraser immediately comes to mind for Surfers, the big captain out there leading the way, who's been running a mark. And fair to say, from a 2v3 matchup, the leaders were going to have to stand up for the Vicky Point Redlands side as well.
They are. It is a story of 2 different ways of getting things done. Surfers Paradise, they have a star-studded midfield, and one of those stars, Ben Woodburn, who leads the coaches' votes when they went behind closed doors after round 13. He has been an absolute star, averaging 29.7 disposals per game in season 2025. Adding to that, Cam Alish-Yeoman, the former Lion and Crow, who's had a fantastic season, represented the state earlier in the year. He's averaging the 25 touches per game. And on the Redland-Victoria point side, you have key position stars. Matty Hamilman, who we talked about before, on track to top the 100 goals this season. And then at the defensive end, some key pillars down there in Luke O'Sullivan and Adrian Williams. And as we've been notified of some jumper number changes, Alex Pope.
Yep.
It's going to be running around in the number 32, so we'll keep an eye out for him today.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ellis Yeoman with the Lions, background. It's fair to say, viewers, our grand final also going to be playing in a well-known Lions venue over at Ippy Way, and all of the announcements of that went live on social media recently. Jack, it's going to be an absolute fantastic set of weeks with all the footy coming up. He's just being bugged again here.
We've just been informed of a late change. One of the midfield stars for Redland-Victoria Point, Ethan Petterwood, is out of this one. A late change, and coming into the side is Taj Bromwich in the 22 jumper. So that'll be a blow to this Sharks midfield, who were well beaten at the coalface last week against Palm Beach Currumbin. You mentioned before the grand final this year going to be taking place out at Brighton Homes Arena, the training base for the Lions, a fantastic facility out there. We saw the grand final played there last year before a fantastic crowd. Hopefully we will get that again. We're about 4 minutes away from the bounce. Beautiful overhead conditions, bright blue skies, but it is a little bit blustery.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I actually don't mind it. It's beautiful conditions, about 20 degrees here, viewers. And if you are at home tuning in to all of the broadcasts from our finals footy, make sure you're following the TPIL Lawyers QAFL on Facebook and Instagram, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with everything. And it's fair to say we have plenty of action going around, as Jack mentioned. Lots of other footy on air. And we were talking about the ladies' matches earlier today as well, and awesome to see the coverage for our women's matches as well.
Yeah, prelim final out there in Morningside after us, so make sure you tune into that one with Daniel Viles and Chris Yeen calling all the action. Our umpires and match officials are out there in the middle of the ground, and as always, our umpires and match officials brought to you by Bradnam's Windows and Doors, our proud partner of the match officials, and we thank them for their support in season 2025. They've been fantastic partners for AFL Queensland. Both teams in their warm-up here at Totally Workwear Park. Around 3 minutes away from the bounce.
Players like the Steel Caps on ready to go as we speak. Here we go. Sides entering the field as we speak, and our officials for this one. Justin Lillicrap, Mills, Miles.
Be the end that the wind is favouring ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's subtle.
Swirling breeze. But we saw in the last quarter of the reserves matchup between Maroochydore and Surfers Paradise that all the play was down that end. So Surfers Paradise will be kicking with the aid of a slight breeze. Big storyline coming into this one is the ruck battle.
Yes.
Craig Malone is a star for the Sharks, averaging 50 hitouts per game, comes up against former Gold Coast Sun and Geelong Cats ruckman Zach Smith, who's also been fantastic when he has been on the park for Surfers Paradise, had a couple of injury dramas. But the matchup in the middle of the ground will be huge, and if Malone can give his midfield first use, it'll go a long way towards nullifying some of the stars that the Demons have in at the centre bounce.
Well, you mentioned that, Jack, and I'm curious from a clearance point of view. You said one side definitely has a little bit more of a, I won't say dominance, but probably a stronger mid. How that will be negated against the forward and back line of the opposition. And you're right, that ruck battle is just so essential. It's good to see Zach Smith out there with no injury concerns, and it's going to be the tail of the tape, I think, this midfield battle in nice, clean conditions here in Victoria Point.
And both sides have stars up forward. One I want to spotlight is Lucas Snowball, a youngster, 19-year-old for the Surfers Paradise Demons. He's kicked 22 goals from 12 games when he has played at this level, played 9 games at VFL level for the Gold Coast Suns. He was a member of the Suns Academy, and he's certainly been dangerous on that half-forward flank. Smooth mover, uses the footy well, so he will be one to watch this afternoon. And Clay Cameron, another former AFL listed player for the Sharks, he's got a big role to play. Lowered his colours last week, and he's a vital link between mid and half forward.
And you bring up Snowball. The last time I called Surfers a couple of weeks ago, he ran amok. So obviously hoping that finals form is starting to kick in for these two sides. And Jack, you know, it's a tough one. How do you even call this with a 2v3? I'm sure there's viewers around the country tuning in on the streams right now that are, you know, biting their nails at the potential result of this. But we have to say, viewers, as well, we'll be giving a Best on Ground award at the end of this stream. So you at home can follow along and give your opinion.
You'll be taking charge of the votes.
The old
we'll leave them in your capable hands.
Yeah, and all of the
Send
blame.
all your correspondence to Dylan Kimley. And the last time these two teams matched up was round 14. It was right here at Totally Workwear Park, and the Sharks ran out 40-point winners on the day, and Matty Hamilman kicked 9 that day. So he will be looking to repeat the dose. It's both teams making their way to their respective positions. It'll be Surfers Paradise kicking to the left of your screen in this first quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL Final Series action about to get underway.
Oh, here we go, viewers. Finals footy. How good is it? Beautiful day here in Brizzy. We're about to get stuck into, no doubt, what'll be an absolute classic of a battle between the Demons and the Sharks.
So Alice Yeoman starting in the middle for the Demons. Woodburn is there. Zach Smith to go up against Craig Malone. The two Goliaths to do battle. Let's get things underway at Totally Workwear Park. Bounce favoured Malone. Was tapped down in the Woodburn direction. Woodburn is wrapped up and we'll have a repeat stoppage. Just a couple of metres away from the centre circle.
This is that clearance battle I was referring to, Jack. Immediately we're going to see who's going to try and dominate. There we go. Immediately out into the forward 50 for the side of the Demons, and a bit of a tussle. And Jack, I think thus far, it's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to pan out. The coaching staff, no doubt, know these sides very well. And another ball up here to get us underway.
So Smith wins it down. Woodburn got the kick out of danger. Up towards half forward. Tracking it back is Thompson for the Sharks. Ball doesn't sit for him. He was pushed off it in the end by King. King goes inside forward 50. Bounces in front of Stallard down there. Woodburn got a handball to it. Here's Shea trying to work it forward. Tough in the clinches early, and we'll have a ball up just inside forward 50 for the Surfers Paradise Demons. Daryl McDowell-White at the bottom of the pack. So ball up again. Malone just hoofed it on his boot. Cameron dribbled it, managed to gather it, turned around and just kicked it long down the line. Leading the race for it was Anderson. Sits for Anderson. He goes looking inboard. He's got a man out here on the point of the square. It's Huddy. He'll run inside forward 50. Shot on goal. Way to the left-hand side. Minor score. So first score of the day goes the way of the Sharks. 1-0. 90 seconds played.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And it's a good response here. Immediately we're seeing some pretty free-flowing footy as it's coming to our side of the field. Rebound is out. Big collision. Whistle has been blown, and we will see the ball coming out here. And we have another change, Jack. No, play on. Quick kick, and this is going to be interesting to see whether this becomes a bit more of a common trend. Hands off. A lot of time here, and the bombing it into the forward 50. Big pack grab, and what a take it is. Here we go, first clean shot at goal for our TPIL QAFL quarterfinal, qualifying final.
So Joe Kennedy is the man that's taken the mark, and it was a big, strong clunk. Strong set of hands from the young man. And from 40 metres out,
and here we
pretty
go.
Much directly in front, big kick.
Kennedy coming in to try and get the 6 on the board for his side. Clean run through, pings it cleanly, and that is straight through. The big 6 on the board. and a terrific way to start their campaign for finals footy.
A beautiful kick of the football. I think the breeze going left to right down there. Started it just inside the left-hand point post, and it came back, went straight through the middle. So good start for Surfers Paradise. They're up for the contest early.
Yeah, they almost seem like, Jack, in that transition there, they just had so much time on our close side of the field. I wonder whether that's something that they're going to try and take advantage of, as you were referring to the two different play styles of each side earlier today. Either way, positive start and the ball up once more. Let us continue.
So free kick will go the way of Zach Smith in the middle of the ground. Ruck infringement against Malone. So Smith looks out of side, where he's found Shea with some room to move. Shea goes to around 30 out, looking in the Alice Yeoman direction. It's gone over his head and has been marked by that man Kennedy. He kicked the first goal, so Kennedy. Right-hand forward pocket, close up against the boundary line. This will take his best kick.
Yeah, and remember, viewers, the wind is sort of blowing towards our camera here, so you almost feel like it would almost be advantageous for him here as he's coming through.
Right back off the mark. He wants to take this one on. Joe Kennedy on the approach now. Sets it up. Don't think it'll have the distance, and is punched across on the goal line. So minor score for Surfers Paradise, 1-1-7. The Sharks one behind, 6-point margin, 4.25 minutes played. As the Sharks go to the outer side, Clay Cameron came up, took a strong mark just outside his defensive 50. Far side of Totally Workwear Park. Called to move it on now. Cameron strides off the mark and goes long down the line. It was an ugly kick, landed on centre wing, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Yeah, a bit of a mongrel there to ping it through. Big collision. And we will see this start of our quarter. It's been relatively tame thus far, Jack. I was expecting fireworks to get us underway. A bit of spice for your Avia footy. And what a beautiful afternoon it is here in Vicky Point as they goes to the boundary line.
So both teams content to work it around the outer side of the ground and close to the boundary line. Another team using the corridor yet. 5.25 minutes in. So the two 19s, who battle. Malone won it down. Here's McDowell White. Kicks up the line. Cameron turned his man inside out. Had a couple to deal with. Leah Campchi picked it up. Handballed it forward. Woodman's there close to the boundary line. Long kick inside forward 50. Coming back with the flight of the footy was Thompson. Bounced off his chest. Working there was Patton, who picked it up. Had a shot on goal, dribbled it away to the near side, and another minor score. So Surfers Paradise peppering them early, 1-2-8. The Sharks one behind, 7-point margin. So we tick up towards 6 minutes.
Geez, that was an absolute roost to get it into the forward 50. I just pinged it on the boot and hope for the best, and we see it from the opposing side as well. That will go to the boundary line in what has no doubt been that side of the field, mate, where they're hiding from us here on our broadcast and camera side of the field, and all the spectators as well. Good turnout from our spectators here in Vicky Point.
Darren McDowell White's been prominent early, had a couple of touches. Back into the side this week. Missed last week against Palm Beach Currumbin. Beautiful tap down by Malone. Brown left it behind.
Oof.
Woodburn swung a handball over, and the boundary line. He's going to beat Jamison Shea.
Yeah, I was going to say,
on the far side.
Cameras just on here on our two ruckman. Malone flung him off after that last exchange, and we talked about that being the key matchup here as they go up once more. It's going to be curious how this one's all going to pan out. Hand pass is deflected, and here we go. Kicked out of the back, clean kick. Not so clean after all. Which we'll see Demons with possession directly down half field, goes back towards the back line. 1-8 thus far, viewers. Just past 7 minutes here at Vicky Point, and here we go. This is where that transition, which we saw the Sharks have a good run of it earlier today.
So Doran between wing and half back. Looks inboard to the point of the square. Short kick, barely the required. Found Anderson, and Anderson called to move it on. So he goes long down the line. Sharks back. Into the footy first was Smith, came across. Picked the footy up, jetted across half back, went out of side looking in the Cameron direction, bounced in front of him. Shea, toe poked it back. His knees picking the footy up, did well, got it to LB Jones, and went back inboard to Beardsall. Beardsall, great tackle laid on him. Now a long ball in the Hamilman direction, working back with the flight of it. Had Broadbent for company. Hamilton close to the boundary line, and he's driven into the fence. That should be a free kick. That was dangerous.
Well, I asked for some spice, mate. There was a whole handful of chili flakes here at Totally Workwear Park, I'm sure.
And the fence has been taken out on the outside there as our ground marshal works furiously to repair it. And no free kick forthcoming. So a boundary throw in, forward pocket. Cameron doing the ruck work, trying to take it out. Alice Yeoman working there. Owen, good handball. Comes back to Brown, who screws a kick inside forward 50 and has been picked off there by Nice.
Yeah, and you'd feel the Demons were a bit lucky that they had a clear look to ping it in, and they're deciding to take their time once more. We'll see how they go from this transition from the back line. There we go, gives a little bit of a shimmy, decides to ping it on that far side once more, one-on-one here. Goes to ground, fence is getting involved, and we love to see a little bit of enthusiastic aggression for our first quarter here.
So Malone against Jewell. Throw in favour Malone. It's going to be recalled. Wynn getting hold of that one. Almost 10 minutes played. Surfers Paradise holding a 7-point lead. Kicked the first goal of the day through Joe Kennedy. Malone and Jewell again. Boundary throwing better. Just thumped forward by Malone. Leah Camchi won the race for it. Close to the boundary line. Tried to put it on the boot.
Good smother.
Was well done there by Aston. Now the handball comes over the top to Huddy, who beat a couple. Looked into the forward pocket with the handball. Just past the outstretched arms of Cooper Anderson. And we'll have a throw in 25 out from the Sharks' goal.
Geez, he was on then too. Just a little bit too much oomph on the hand pass, and as a result, the boundary line will see to it. But you feel thus far with the Sharks, they're getting solid movement to the forward line, Jack, but just haven't been able to actually get any clean possessions thus far. Ball's gone to ground. Someone's got flung out of it. And here we go, Demons with the response with a torp to the centre of ground.
So Smith with a couple for company. Here's Kennedy again. Picked it up, went long towards half forward. Thompson did well to paddle it. There was Smith, got a handball back in the Thompson direction. Set upon as soon as he took possession of the footy. Umpire calls a stalemate. We'll have a ball up. 45 out from the Demons' goal. They lead by 7 points. Malone did the ruck work. Tapped it straight down, but to the advantage of Alice Yeoman, who beat a couple. Got a handball back, and now a high ball looking in the Kennedy direction. Could have been dealt with. Williams came across, took the intercept mark, uncontested.
Yeah, it looks like the loose man came back there, Jack, to clean up the 1-on-2. And here we go, the Sharks down outside of the field. And once again, speaking of 1-on-2, goes over the top. Whistle's been blown. And as such, the Demons will see to it.
So free kick will go the way of Anderson. Between wing and half forward. Anderson runs it around now. Drops this one to about 30 out. Big pack. Oh. And Kennedy's marked it again. Got up over the top of McDowell White. High pointed the football. Beautiful mark from Joe Kennedy, who's lining it up early.
Yeah, what a terrific grab that was, Jack. He's just sprung out of nowhere and pinched it out of the air. Pretty clean kick here, just to the left side of about 30 out.
So we're right behind him as he comes in, makes good contact with it. It's fading late, it's hit the post. So that breeze definitely going left to right. And that forward pocket down there. Surfers Paradise 139. The Sharks one behind, 8-point margin, 12 and a quarter minutes played first quarter.
Yeah, low scoring one thus far, but you've got to say the movement from Surfers has been pretty solid. Nice grab in the end, and just pinging it out is the Sharks. Big pack grab, someone's got a fist to it, it's gone up again. And here we go, moving lots of red Guernseys on our side of the field. Open man there, takes a grab, and here we go. This is it, Jack. Look at that, clean and easy. No nonsense footy.
That was good from LB Jones, just lowered the eyes. One inside forward 50 and found Lawrence King. And this will take his best from 45, especially with big Craig Malone standing on the mark. Man Mountain to kick it over.
As he's coming through, pretty much dead in front. Viewers, as we mentioned, we'll see if that wind affects things once more.
Hit the post again. So another minor score. Surfers Paradise with the best of it early. They lead by 9 points, but they're 1 goal 4 with a breeze advantage.
So 2 posts already. We've got the magnets well and truly in effect.
So Stallard, the skipper, to bring it in. Route 1 stuff, he goes long towards the outer side. Half-back, big pack of players. Huddy couldn't mark it. Handball shoots out the back. Malone put his head over the footy, picked it up, was wrapped up by Luxon. And we'll have a ball up. Point of the square at half-back. Outer side of Totally Workwear Park. Great conditions for footy. Malone won it down. Doran, kick around the corner. King stood under it, couldn't take the mark. Came off the hands of Jewell. Shot on goal. Gone through.
It's all one-way traffic at the moment here.
Great crumbing effort from Ben Woodburn. Ball came off hands. He was right place at the right time. And from 45, outside of the boot, if you don't mind, it came back beautifully. So Woodburn, who's been a superstar this season, kicks his first of the day. And it's a 15-point margin. They're 2-4-16 Surfers Paradise. Redland-Victoria 0.1 behind.
And on the topic of scores, Jack, I might give our viewers a little bit of an update of what's going on at the moment around our grounds. Morningside currently up 20-0 up against Broadbeach. So that's a terrific start for them in their campaign, and a nice close one between Aspley and Palm Beach Currumbin at 12-9. 2 goals straight to the Hornets.
We'll keep you updated with all the scores from around the grounds. First week of QAFL finals. Chapman got it to Miller, who put it on the boot forward. Oof. And strong mark taken by Cameron at half forward. Got crunched as he took the mark. Didn't drop it. So Cameron's around 60 out. Wanted to give the hands off. Now goes longer in the Huddy direction. Went over Huddy's head. Hambledon was at the fall of the ball. Couldn't gather it. And here's Luxton close to the boundary line. McDowell White came steaming in and was taken in a strong tackle. And will be caught for holding the footy. Red hot.
Oh, it's just that side of the field, mate. All of the action's happening back there. And
there's been some big hits.
It's good to see right in front of our Totally Workwear Park sign. Beautiful grounds here in Victoria Point as we see the Demons once again. Look at that. Clean kick straight up the guts. And they're on. Big ping. Good transition. 2-on-2. An absolute screamer. Attempt goes to ground. Not taken. Play on. Now they've got numbers here. And it goes to ground. Shouts for a high there, but it looks like the Sharks have got out of it.
So far side, Luxton goes around the corner, but the boundary line has beaten him to it. So we'll have a throw in just outside the 50-metre arc. Surfers Paradise have had it all their way in this first quarter.
Sheesh, Jack, we nearly had a viral moment in our first quarter already. That was a crazy
attack. Massive fly, and it was Joe Kennedy again who's been prominent early. Kicked the first goal of the game, took another contested mark up forward, almost pulled that one down.
Yeah, feeling it.
Malone got front position. Here's Chapman, high up and under ball.
Oh, good mark.
Huddy, strong mark. Took it on his chest in the end with a couple for company. Just turns around and goes whack inside forward 50. Dropping back in front of Hamilman was Beardsall. Beardsall's going to get the handball back here with time to kick it. And that was strong work by Cooper Anderson, who shut it down, affected the smother, and we'll have a throw in 40 out.
Yeah, Jack, it looks like the Demons are having their loose man in the back line. As a result, they've had a 1-on-2 twice now. Get a clear defensive effort to put it to ground. Goes to the boundary line, and once again outside of the fence that's copped it thus far.
It was brave work by Billy Beardsall. I wouldn't be dropping back in front of Matthew Hamilman. So ball back in. Doran at the base of that pack. He's wrapped up, and we'll have another ball up just inside the 50-metre arc. So a rare venture forward for the Sharks in this first quarter. Jewel won it down. Clean hands there, back to Doran, who just dribbled a kick up the line, bounced over the head of King. Miller laid a good tackle on Anderson. Now the kick comes forward for Redland Bay in the Hamilman direction. It's going to bounce in front. Leading the race for it was Ireland. Hamilman got it back, and they've got a mark. 45 out, directly in front. The mark's been taken by Aston.
Yeah, it's a good effort, and that's a 1-on-2 I was talking about. It was just an awkward bounce, and as a result, Sharks here have another chance to get a clean look at it.
Aston lowers the eyes and finds Hamilman on the lead.
Oh, the big man wants his 100. Give him the kick. You'd back him from here, Jack?
Absolutely, you'd back him from anywhere. The way Matty Hamilman kicks him. 93 goals on the season to get his first of the day and the Sharks' first of the day. We're almost at time on in the first quarter. It's their second shot at goal. Hamilman on the approach. He'll have to kick it well from 45 out. Strikes it nicely. Puts it right through the middle. Sharks have their first. Margin cut to 9 points.
That's a huge kick there from Matty Hamilman. And, geez, what a way to get his side going. Listen to that roar after he kicked it. They've been working for that one. As you see up there on the scoreboard, viewers, I'm not sure if our camera can pick that up. 94 goals. They've obviously got a bit of fanfare for this young man.
They've done outstanding work, the graphics department. Who's responsible for this? This is elite work for QAFL footy. So a much needed goal for Redland-Victoria Point. They trail Surfers Paradise 2-4-16. Sharks 1-1-7. 9-point margin, 19 and a half minutes played, almost into time on first quarter. TPIL Lawyers, QAFL finals action, bounce, favoured Huddy, comes back, Brown got the clearance, high ball to the edge of 50, Cameron was pushed under it, but managed to hold on for the mark, and now he chips inside forward 50, he's got a man forward, it's Aston again, and Aston's mark 40 out, slightish angle.
Oh, what a terrific clearance into a set shot there for the Sharks. There we go, bit of life here for Redlands Vicky Point. Nice clean attempt at it once again, same distance as last time, just a little bit off centre.
Campbell Aston, a big inclusion into this side, missed last week. Ambles in, strikes it nicely away to the left-hand side. Another minor score. Shown signs of life in the last 5 minutes, Redland. 1-2-8. Surfers Paradise, 2-4-16, 8-point margin, 20 and a half minutes played.
And it seems here, Jack, as we go the outball, geez, that is an absolute thumping kick for the Demons. My goodness. 60, 70 odd metres. And here we go, they go back to the middle of the field once more. Clean kicking, straight up the guts. And here we go, they're on again. We saw this earlier, Jack, when they had another set shot. Nice clean running, clean to the forward 50 it is. Big pack grab going through it is, easy grubber, easy goal. And that's another one on the board there for Surfers Paradise Demons.
Joe Kennedy again. He has been everywhere in this first quarter, Joe Kennedy. Read the ball off hands really nicely. Ran in, kicked a goal from point-blank range.
You were giving me cheek earlier, mate, about picking our best on ground. This individual's making it very easy for me at the moment. A couple of goals to his name, but what a transition that was. Clean kicking and very quick response.
Kicking with some wind assistance in this first quarter, Surfers Paradise. They move away to a 14-point lead, 3-4-22. The Sharks 1-2-8. So Huddy into the ruck. He'll go up against Zach Smith.
Geez, he's had a good game thus far, Huddy. He's been all over it.
It's been prominent. Smith takes centre of the circle. Woodburn gets the clearance forward. Oof. In towards Fraser, who dropped the mark. Here's Snowball darting through. Handball inboard to Smith, to Woodburn. Chain of handballs. Gets cut off by the Sharks. Handball over the top from Chapman towards the outer side. It's Satwell for the man out there who goes looking for Clay Cameron, who gathers close to the boundary line at half forward. Chip inside 50 was good.
Open man here, and an easy chip kick it is, which results in about another 30-metre kick for the Sharks on the left side.
So it's Miles Callahan in the 77. He'll have to kick this one from close to the boundary line, about 30 metres out. Will take his best from there, Dylan.
Yeah, but the wind's blowing. Yeah, actually, it's against him now we think about it on that side of the field. So this will be a tricky one for Miles.
Oh, he's kicked it beautifully. Callahan from close to the boundary line has kicked a goal. Sensational kick of the football, and the margin back to 8 points.
That's a terrific response there for the Sharks thus far, and it's a close one here for our first quarter as we're slowly wrapping up the quarter as we go through. A couple of goal kickers to boot with Joe Kennedy with a couple of his name. We've also seen Hamilman and now Callahan doing well with the laces. 2-2-14 to 3-4-22.
I've had the best of the last 10 minutes, Redland-Victoria point, after Surfers Paradise burst out of the blocks, kicking the first couple. So Malone back on the ground, up against Smith. Malone wins it down. Here's Alice Yeoman bursting through, manages to gather with Miller hot on his tail. Going through traffic was Shea. Got it back to Jewel. Long kick towards half forward, and that's a strong mark's been taken at half forward by Fraser, who wheels around, goes long. Kick was cut off.
Yeah,
here comes Luke O'Sullivan to go down the outer side.
Oh,
O'Sullivan's kick is cut off.
Yeah, we're all getting our hands on the ball here as they have another opportunity to ping it in with a nice long ball. Big pack grab, but that is too easy there for the Sharks, and we'll see what they do with it here if they come to our side of the field. As we've seen a couple of cut-off balls. Decided to ping it once again. Big pack grab, and they're just trading balls here at the moment. Jack, everyone wants a touch of the Sharon, but the Sharks are on, down on the far side of the field.
So Cameron kicked it up towards half forward. Broadbent came across, cut it off. 1-2 with LB Jones. And now long down the line, Alice Yeoman taken front on contact. Alice Yeoman will get the free kick out of side. He looks inboard towards half forward. 2-on-1 contest, and the fly there from Dylan Smith. Well, that's an early contender for mark of the day. And he's ended up with his head in the posterior of Harrison Fraser. He won't want to keep it there for too long. Dylan Smith, tremendous mark. Goes into the back pocket and finds Williams. Williams chips it up the line. And here's Bromwich. Bromwich, the late inclusion. Came into the side for Petterwood. Moves it on now. Good smother by Snowball. Williams went back in and was taken high by Snowball. So Williams will take the free kick. Still inside his defensive 50.
Now, viewers, a lot of numbers here on our broadcast side of the field. Whistle's been blown. It looks like a 50 is being called. And the Sharks will take it.
Kane Gordon just a little bit too eager on the mark, I think.
Well, that followed by a high from Snowball, so clear intent from the Demons thus far. They're going to shuffle up as we get to the pointy end of the stick of the quarter here.
Generous 50 too.
Yeah, long way. Well, they bring it in. The Sharks with a big opportunity, but no, gobbled up immediately. And the Demons with a quick response straight out of the 450. Ellis Yeoman's been wrapping it up thus far. Quick, don't argue, doesn't off for the hands. Instead, a nice drop pump, getting it out of danger.
Here's Kennedy with O'Sullivan for company. Ball on the far side. Going through traffic was LB Jones. Beat a couple towards half forward. Ball bounces in front of Patton. Tracking it back was Kennedy close to the boundary line. He was wrapped up. Ball goes out of play. We'll have a throw in. 30 out from Surfers Paradise goal.
That's one way to stop him kicking goals, mate. Just crunch him when he gets the ball.
So, just over 27 minutes played first quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL finals footy. Second place third. Smith won it down. Here's Alice Yeoman. Beat a tackle from 50. Got it on the boot. It'll drop 20 out. Patton fighting for it. Owen did well. Got it back to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan into the back pocket. Ball bouncing in front of Prokos. Cavalry arrives. Prokos picks it up, goes towards half back. What?
Mark.
With the one hand taken by Michael Luxton. We've seen some good marking in this first quarter. Luxton from 60 bombs it to the top of the square. Alice Yeoman getting back, and so was O'Sullivan. Took a strong intercept mark.
Oh, you've got to give credit to their defense. Straight up the guts. Here we go. The rebound is on. As the Sharks trying to get out as quick as possible down on our side of the field. We see plenty of players running, and they opt to go that way with a bit of a bandy drop punt. A lot of free men here on our side, but Jack, they're opting to take a cautious approach thus far. Clean running, chip kick. Is that 15? Yes. Hands off. Ellis Yeoman barreling through, been wrapping it up thus far, and the Sharks unsuccessful transition. The Demons all over it.
So Woodburn, long inside 50. Patton, one-on-one contest with Thompson, and Thompson's going to get the free kick. No, it's going to go the way of Patton for a hold. Well, they're both holding each other. Patton gets to his feet, chips it forward, and Doran's mark 25 out, slide angle.
Smart kick. They've
Doran
go for another smart
opts
kick.
to just raffle it off. He's given it away to Shea, who runs in from 15 metres out and puts it through. So sloppy defending from the Sharks. Shea allowed to run in unguarded and kicks his first of the day. So Surfers Paradise 4-4-28. Redland-Victoria point Sharks 2-2-14, 14-point margin. We're almost at 30 minutes played first quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there with the defense, Jack. They just looked a little bit all sorts after that.
They were expecting Shea to go back over the mark and have a set shot at goal, and he said, see ya.
Yeah, coaching staff won't be happy with that one, but the Demons, on the other hand, will be very pleased with their results thus far. Getting some nice clean shots straight up the middle. As our baller come up, as always, big thank you to Braddon Windows and Doors, getting behind our officials who put on an absolute stellar effort this season for your finals footy of TPIL. QAFL live on YouTube as that goes up. A bit of a wonky bounce. Here we go. We go and give a plug to the refs, and we immediately have a ball back, Jack. Can't win.
It's always the way. Hey. Which, look, if you're asking for my opinion, probably time we just do away with the bounce. Throw it up like this. Give both ruckmen an opportunity. Smith rats it up, and we'll have another ball up.
Ruck battle's been pretty even thus far. We did talk about it earlier in the broadcast.
Malone and Smith. Smith won it down. Bursting through the middle there was Dylan Smith.
He's got to bounce it.
Twisting and turning, and now time to kick it towards half forward. We're finding some room out there was Owen. Owen manages to gather, goes inside. 50 in the Hamilton direction. Clean pick up. Handball inboard to Miller. Miller sweeps it forward. Siren's going to beat the Sharks. Oh, they had Huddy running into an open goal. Ball wouldn't sit for him. Siren sounded. And at quarter time in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying final, it's the third place Surfers Paradise Demons, 4-4-28. The second place, Redland-Victoria point Sharks, 2-2-14, a 14-point margin. We'll take a quick break and be back with all the second quarter action.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
as we look around the scores around our grounds, viewers, it seems to be the general trend with Palm Beach Currumbin currently down 13-24 to Aspley over with Broadbeach and Morningside. Morningside have bounced back a little bit here. It's 31-22. They were in a little bit of trouble earlier on today. Labrador with a healthy lead against Maroochydore, 35-12.
And in this one, 4-2 at quarter time. Joe Kennedy lit it up early, kicked 2 goals for Surfers Paradise, and singles to Jamison Shea and Ben Woodburn. For Redland-Victoria Point, Miles Callahan kicked 1, and Matt Hamilman moved his tally to 94 goals on the season with 1 goal in that first quarter as the huddles break at quarter time.
And we had the highlight reels for him up on the TV, mate. And talking about highlight reels, I saw you having a look at all of our viral moments during quarter time.
If you go to the AFLQ Instagram page, you can see our social media operator, Kieran, one of the best in the business. He was right on the spot early in that first quarter when Matty Hamilman was slung into the fence by Will Broadbent. Took out the fence down there in the forward pocket of Totally Workwear Park down the right of your screen. As we see, the ground staff have done a fantastic job carrying out some emergency repairs to the fence.
It's a good plug for workwear, right? You go and immediately fix up the fence, and some terrific moments there on our social media pages. Viewers, remember to go and have a look at QAFL social media and our YouTube channel here to keep up to date with all of the fun business here for finals.
Both teams getting set for this second quarter. The ruck battle has been a beauty between Smith and Malone. Malone averaging 50 hit-outs per game, which is otherworldly numbers.
Oh, crazy.
Zach Smith, the former son and cat. Chapman's in there for the Sharks. Matched up against Woodburn, who was good in that first quarter. Alice Yeoman. Miller has the job on him. Play underway. Bounce favours Malone, and that one's going to be recalled.
Bit of an anticlimactic start to our second quarter.
The wind playing a bit of havoc on our match officials. Brought to you by Bradnam's Windows and Doors. We thank them for their continued support of our AFL Queensland match officials.
Jack, any names immediately scream out to you for our midfield as the tap goes down? Alice Yeoman's definitely a name that comes to mind. Clean exit it is.
So Ireland could have had a holding the ball free kick. Wasn't paid. And we'll have a ball up. Still inside the centre square. Plenty of numbers around the footy. Malone, Alice Yeoman, tapped it forward. Owen went off the deck. Doran working in there. So's Woodburn. Woodburn did well. Clean hands. Beardsall, wide, was wrapped up. Should have been holding the ball. Wasn't paid. Hambledon put it on the boot in the Hamilman direction with 2 for company. Here's Cameron at the fall of the footy. Kicks a goal. Clay Cameron gets first goal of the second quarter. In the right spot at the right time. And the Sharks have closed the gap to just 8 points.
That is huge for the Sharks, Jack. Clean transition, nice grubber to boot. And you have to wonder what was said at quarter time to fire the boys up. That is one way to start your quarter off.
It was good stuff by Hambleton there. Put it on the boot. Hamilman could have got a free kick for high contact. It wasn't paid, but Clay Cameron, who was very good in that first quarter, leading up the ground, got his hands on it quite a bit in the first quarter. There to kick the goal. He's 16th of the season. So ball back in the middle.
And the tap goes down, and clearance has just popped it straight up. Play on is called. And quick hands immediately. Here we go. This is a much better start for the Sharks. Pushed out. Whistle's not called. Sharks still all over it. Hands off. Frees the man. Left foot kick, and that is pinged. And he's missed the dartboard, Jack.
Kicked it down the fall. It was Alex Pope, who had a jumper number change in the warm-up in the 32. So Surfers bring it back in. Ireland goes up the line. Strong mark taken there. And now to centre wing. Here's Kennedy again. Got first hands on it. O'Sullivan did really well. Just popped over the top by Hunkin. Picked off by Woodburn to Jewell. Jewell's handball into the middle of the ground. Will it sit for Kennedy? It does. He taps it to himself. Now dancing through the middle. Puts it on his right boot towards half forward. Task there for King was knocked away from him. Here comes the cavalry. Hunkin wrapped up. And we'll have a ball up just outside surface 50.
Geez, Kennedy's been all over it. He's been very busy.
He's presented well, the young man.
2 to his name thus far.
And Malone on the hit out. Aston wrapped up by Alice Yeoman. Ball not going anywhere.
Geez, Alice Yeoman just likes crunching people, doesn't he? He's been involved in just about every tackle for the past 5 minutes.
He's an intimidating presence in the middle for the Demons. Kick forward by Moore. Inside 50. Snowball working there. Here's Patton kicking it off the ground. Patton will get it back here and have a shot on goal. He's kicked it. Inspirational stuff from Mitch Patton. Couple of efforts. Came up with the footy. Went with the outside of the boot and put it through. So margin back out to 14 points. Surfers 5-4-34. The Sharks 3-2-20. 4 minutes played second quarter.
So, Jack, as that's pinged off the chest, as it's gone back to him, my question for the viewers at home is, would you count that as a score involvement? If it bounces off your chest going to your teammate.
Score involvement to yourself?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all play fantasy footy. We'll all tally it up. Either way, good response.
Great response there. So the Demons have started both quarters well. Kicking against the wind in this second quarter. So the scoring end, the locals saying a 4 to 5 goal breeze to the left of your screen. 14 point margin. TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying final. Smith and Malone in the middle. Chapman's gone to Woodburn. Malone won it down. Aston trying to work it free. Alice Yeoman picks it up now. Worked off it by Aston, who did well. Snowball floating around in there. And we'll have a stalemate. So ball just inside forward 50 for Surfers.
Yeah, here we go. The solid effort from the Demons thus far. And Jack, it looks like as we scan across the ground, doesn't seem to be a loose man playing more of a match-up style footy. That almost looked like a try there. Gone to ground, hands in the back. What's the call? Yes, it is. And the Demons have a shot a long way from home. Past the 50-metre line, he decides to bang it in. Big pack grab it is.
Oh.
Screamer attempt is there.
Joe Kennedy again.
Oh, mate. Hands of glue, this man.
What a big ride from Joe Kennedy. Got up onto the shoulders of O'Sullivan.
Kennedy coming in. Clean kick, if you don't mind. 3 to his name. Terrific mark as well. Inspired effort from the young man. As the Demons continue to lead.
He is lighting it up early, Joe Kennedy. Just had the perfect sit on that one. He's flown for everything early. 3 goals. Good reward for his efforts.
Yeah, well, he's scored
He'd certainly be leading the votes at this stage of the game.
Scored the exact amount of goals as the Sharks, currently 3-2-20 for them. And a scoreline of 6-4-40 for the Surfers Paradise Demons. A terrific start to their finals campaign here in the second. What a great mark that was. Hopefully Kieran was all over it. Social media whiz.
So ball up, back in the middle. Bit of a stalemate in the ruck. I'll go forward through Aston. The half forward, knocked away from Cameron. Wrapped up there at ground level was Beardsall. So ball up on the 50-metre arc. Sharks into attack.
Yeah, there we go. It's a solid tap once more. The Sharks all over it. Never mind. Demons with the clearance. Smuller is there. Take 2 is good. Ellis Yeoman. Clean running. Picking it straight up. We'll call that an attempt at a torpedo. Either way it works out. And the forward 50 1-on-1 is here. No dive. Goes to ground. Quick hands once more. But, ooh, is that high, ref? Yes. The officials see to it. And Jack, just like that, the Demons have another chance.
So it was King who just dropped the knees as soon as he got it. Was taken high.
Yeah, Lawrence King had a shot for goal earlier today as well. This one's dead in front, however. Not too far out. Bread and butter for the young man, you would assume. exactly what it is as he slots that one. And the Surfers Paradise Demons go to a 7-4-46 lead.
Visibly excited as soon as it left his boot, Lawrence King. He's first of the game. And they're out to a 26-point gap. Margin 14 at quarter time. And alarm bells will start to be ringing in the coach's box of Sharks coach Phil Cass. Kicking against the breeze in this second quarter. Surfers Paradise kicked 3-1. And next goal vital for the Sharks. We've played 8.5 minutes second quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying final. Malone and Smith to do battle again. Bounce favours Smith. Malone got over the top of him. Here's Miller. He was wrapped up in a strong tackle by Axel Moore. He's going to be called for holding the footy. Wow, that was red hot. So Moore to take the free kick. He had Anderson on short, opted not to use him. Oh, poor kick. Put his man under pressure. That kick hit the ground first. Umpires paid a mark.
Oh, no.
So the mark's going the way of Kane Gordon, getting all the breaks at the moment, Surfers Paradise. Gordon plays on. Sends this one long inside forward 50. It drops about 40 out. Getting up there again was Kennedy. Patton tried to feed a handball through traffic. And the ball is wrapped up, so we'll have a ball up 40 metres out.
Kennedy going to have the rare combination of leather poisoning and elevation sickness. Jack.
Kennedy's earning frequent flyer miles here.
It's crazy. Great effort.
He's been right up there. Kicked out of traffic. Into the centre square. It's going to come back. Good mark taken by Gordon. Gordon looks inside forward 50. Kennedy again. Bounced off his chest. Couldn't take the mark. Sharks get it out of danger. Huddy flew at the footy. Couldn't mark. Brown handballed forward in the Aston direction. Was picked off by Shea. Twisting and turning. How did he get rid of it? Umpire said fairly. Elby Jones ran at the footy. Got a handball inboard to Moore. Moore's handball picked off by Aston to Cameron. Cameron's got a man out at half forward. Clever kick. He found Owen. Owen can stream into an open goal. Put it on his boot and he's missed. From 25 metres out. Oh, needed to finish that. Matthew Owen pushed it away to the right-hand side. Minor score.
Huge.
Much needed goal goes begging for the Sharks. And not out of danger here, Surfers Paradise. Ball's been turned over. Here's Hamilman, close to the boundary line, gathers, puts it on his boot, kicked it out in the full.
And Jack, you wonder whether these opportunities are going to come back to sting them in the end. They've had a couple of big opportunities, considering, as we saw in that transition in the middle of the field, the Demons were all over it. They had numbers everywhere. Somehow,
just take a quick second to appreciate the kick from Clay Cameron. Had Hamilman on long, kicked it across his body to centre half forward and found Owen. It was a ripper kick. Travelled all of about 50 metres. And Owen stuffed up the easy part. So Surfers, point of the square at half back. Gordon kicks it forward. They've got a mark in the middle. Here's Fraser. Handball forward to Alice Yeoman. Goes looking in the King direction. King's marked. All right, it's Mitch Patton, in fact.
Terrific
He
transition.
came out on a strong lead.
And that was a nice setup there from Alice Yeoman. And once again, Demons trailing through, mate. Too easy here, Jack, as they have another attempt at goal.
So Patton looking for his first. Surfers 8th. Is to put the margin out over 5 goals. Patton, stuttering approach. Strikes it from just inside forward 50. It's fading away to the left-hand side. And another minor score. So Surfers 7-5-47. The Sharks 3-3-21. 26-point margin. We've gone 12 and a quarter minutes second quarter. As Hunkin to bring it in. Now Hunkin looks long towards the outer side. Oh, it's been picked off there by Luxton, who's marked just outside. He's attacking 50. We'll swing this one to the top of the square. Alice Yeoman's there, got front position. Had a couple of bites off it, was pulled off it in the end. Moore got it back to Doran. Here's Patton. Patton taken in a great tackle by Stallard. Inspirational stuff by Mitch Stallard. And Patton is down. It was a fantastic tackle because if he had broken it, he was through on goal.
Geez, the Sharks needed that. Surfers were on. Just a bit of a breather here as they get another transition. Unfortunately, a drop ball. And Jack, it just seems they're a little bit not as clean thus far as the ball goes to ground. Another big tackle. We're starting to get a fired-up crowd here at Vicky Point.
The Surfers using the middle of the ground in this second quarter. So Jewell and Malone. Malone won it forward. It was a great tap. Brown put it on his boot. Smith flew for it, went over his head. Tracking it back was Anderson, who gathers. Handballs over the top. And our Surfers work it back there to now long down the line, and it's gone out on the full.
Yeah, it's interesting there, Jack, and clearly this is where the wind is coming into play. They had a free man on the switch, opted not to take it, pinged it down the line and went to the boundary as a result. It seems to be very clear coaching instruction to stay on that side of the field thus far. Seeing plenty of ball on our far side of the broadcast here as the Sharks bringing it in once again. Hands off, easy mark for the Demons, and we'll see what they do with it this time.
So Anderson backtracks to Moore. Camped inside his defensive 50. Moore plays on. He looks up the middle. That's a good kick. Just touched by Chapman. Knocked it away from Shea. And the tackle is laid, and we'll have a ball up just outside the centre square. The far side of Totally Workwear Park. Jewell and Malone. Malone won it down. Clever tap. Owen lost his feet at the crucial moment. Miller went in there, later tackle. And we'll have another stoppage.
It's probably fair to say, Jack, Malone's starting to win the ruck battle. He's getting a lot of handy taps out thus far.
Dominating Malone. Wins it again. Moore overran it. And another stoppage. So Dylan will go around the grounds in a moment. 3 other QAFL finals going on at the same time. First week of TPIL Lawyers QAFL finals action. The Surfers go forward through Moore. High ball, O'Sullivan just rammed it on the boot. Smith made a contest. Doing well was LB Jones at ground level. Handballed it over the top. Here's King. Gets around onto the left boot to Gordon. They go inside forward 50. Had a couple to deal with was Wood. In the Kennedy direction. Was punched away by Williams. Kennedy went back in after it. Right on the goal line, and Darryl McDowell-White content to let it through. And minor score, Surfers Paradise, 7-6-48. The Sharks 3-3-21, 27-point margin, 16 minutes played.
A couple big spoils there, and that is a terrific kick straight on the chest on the rebound. And like you mentioned, Jack, pretty big scoreline here. The Sharks must respond as we get to the later stages of the second. Still opting to stay on that far side of the field. Nice, clean transition. And even numbers across the board. Looks like they're not too sure what to do with it thus far. As we continue play, the midfield battle in a pretty interesting one throughout our quarters. Big pack grab, ball goes up. And gobbled up it is, and we will go over those results around the grounds, Jack. With a scoreline of 19-24, Aspley have the lead over there, an absolute doozy of a match. 34-31, Morningside and Broadbeach. Geez, Morningside have come back. They were down heavily earlier today. And then the final result, 50-19, Labrador dominating Maroochydore.
So Malone, short throw in, took it out of the ruck, put it on the boot. Between wing and half forward, close to the boundary line. It's gone out of bounds and will be called throw in. We've seen so often this season those being called insufficient intent. Not this time. Umpire willing to pay benefit of the doubt. So Jewell going up against Malone. Ball comes in. Malone again. Tapped it down. Miller to Chapman. Chapman, high, long ball, just inside forward 50. Huddy flew at it. Anderson, dribble to kick forward. Hamilman trying to tap it on. Ball goes out of play. We'll have a throw in, 35 out.
And Jack, that's a name we really haven't called too much today. We did mention at the start how important Hamilton is. Do you reckon there's a clear emphasis on locking him down?
He's had limited opportunities and they've been scrappy going forward. A lot of high balls dropping just inside the forward 50. On the rare occasions where they have got deep entries, Hamilton's been able to come up and fly at the football, but he's just been starved of opportunity thus far. Malone won it down. Anderson laid a good tackle, and we'll have another stoppage.
Jeez, Malone has been massive this quarter. He's really ramped up.
I don't think he's lost a hit out this quarter.
Yeah, production has been huge for the second. Tap is there once again. Clean, going all one way at the moment. As scrambling. Oh, the Demons. It's been a bit of passage of play for the past 2 or so minutes for the Sharks, however. Ellis Yeoman again. Not the best of kicks, however. Demons all over it. It's transferring through to the middle. And opting to take their time again. And once again, that defensive press all over it. Kicking it on the far side of the field. We'll see if it goes to line again. Doesn't. Streaming through. Chip kick. And there he is again. Ellis Yeoman. Been a very busy man throughout this quarter.
So ball into the middle of the field. Here's Doran. Just forward to centre. Players streaming forward for Surfers. Doran chips it over the top. Good kick. Found Shea. Shea on the edge of 50. He's got a lead on into the pocket. Good kick. Found Patton. Around 40 out. Tightish ankle.
Oh, so important. And as we mentioned about, it was a good little passage there for the Sharks, and immediately the Demons are all over it to quell any momentum they may have been building.
So Patton. This will take a big kick. He's 45 out. Close to the line. Kicking slightly into the wind. He's on the approach now. He opts to run around, take some extra yardage. Now just goes top of the square. And floating across to take the intercept mark was Williams. A strong grab. So Williams called to move it on. Chips it into the pocket. Finds the skipper in Stallard. Stallard, he's going to have to go long here because he's got limited options coming at him. He does go long. Allowed to fly uncontested was Beardsall, who dropped the mark. Free kick has been paid. Advantage paid. Chapman goes long inside forward 50 in the Hamilton direction. Had Broadbent for company. Getting out the back was Smith. Smith had Luxton for company, and Luxton did well. Saw it across the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in.
I thought we were going to have another fence involved there, Jack.
Well, the fences at Totally Workwear Park are running scared. A big opportunity. We're into time on second quarter. Sharks, a rare foray forward. Hamilton doing the ruck work, went over his head. Here's Ellis Yeoman. Luxton did well, got it to Jewell. They're out of danger. Jewell, long kick into the middle of the ground. O'Sullivan couldn't take the mark. Thompson leading the race back there. Socket away from him. Coming up with it was Patton. Patton set sail from 40 and kicked it. Oh, Mitch Patton, what a goal. Surfers Paradise are dominating this game of footy. They're 33 points up, 8-6-54. The Sharks 3-3-21. 33-point margin. What a big goal.
My goodness, what a kick as well. Pressure irrelevant. And the lead continues to build.
A hush murmur around the ground here at Totally Workwear Park as the locals are shocked.
I have to say, viewers, while Jack was getting enthusiastic with that goal, we had a lot of eyes on our commentary booth here, and they weren't too friendly, mate. So enthusiasm is never a bad thing, viewers. And we hope you're enjoying the broadcast here for our TPIL lawyers. QAFL qualifying final. The big men go toe-to-toe once again. And the question has been asked, can the Sharks respond? Scoreboard pressure really starting to become a problem. But no, it's all one way. Surfers Paradise all over it thus far. Hands. Coming to our side of the field. The Demons, awkward bounce. And a 2-on-1. 3-on-1. Doesn't matter. Demons somehow win it. Solid smother there. The ball going up again. Nice mark there taken for the Demons. Quick hands, 2 on 2. Another awkward bounce on the side. And this is the same side we saw just before, Jack. Clearly pinging it, but wind is so prevalent at the moment, viewers, blowing to the right side of the screen.
So 4 goals to 1 in the quarter. Away of Surfers Paradise. They hold a 33-point margin in the shadows of half-time. So Smith to go up against Hamilman. Sharks into attack. Smith won it down. Woodburn overran it. Doing well there. And now Aston goes to the top of the square. Was fisted away. Ball bounced away from Brown. Here's Hamilman. Got it to Stallard. High ball. Hasn't travelled the required. Smith just tried to thump it forward. Chapman came up the footy. Strong contest. Alan Yeoman went through. Snowball got it to Doran, and Doran relieves. Oscar Wood took a fly at the footy, couldn't mark. O'Sullivan picked it up, went to half forward. They've got numbers out here. One of them is Pope. Aston, ball sits for him. He went in the Hamilman direction. Ball over his head. Came back and affected the smother Pope. And now Luxton backtracks to Jones, back to Luxton. Handball inboard to Nice. These handballs up the line, and ball will go out of play, far side wing.
Yeah, we've seen this like earlier in the quarter as well, Jack. So much of the ball's being held in the forward 50 for the Sharks, but they just can't get any scoring opportunities from it.
They've stood up well in defence. Will Broadbent has kept Hamilman to just the 1 goal. Huddy doing the ruck work, won it down, roved his own ruck work. Now goes around the corner towards half forward. Cameron, ball bounced in front of him. Here's Woodburn close to the boundary line. Gets it back to Island. Back to Woodburn. Goes long to the far side wing. Big fly from Huddy. Couldn't complete the mark. Alice Yeoman took it off hands. Handball to forward to Doran. Jewel on the flyby. Scrubbed a kick up towards half forward. Here's Kennedy again. Close to the boundary line. He's wrapped up.
I was about to say, we haven't heard Kennedy's name in a little while after having a thrilling start to his quarter.
Kick 3 on the day, Joe Kennedy. So 25 and a half minutes played, second quarter. Doran on it back to Alice Yeoman. Here's Jewel. Jewel to half forward. Kick, just had a little bit too much on it for Shea, who had to go back in there. We'll have a ball up just inside the forward 50.
Vice Captain's had some pretty pivotal moments throughout the last 10 or so, trying to inspire his side, build some momentum. Ball up just on the 50-metre line. Alice Yeoman all over it. Coughed out. Play will continue.
So working on the far side was Luxton. Brown's in there. Woodburn sends him inside forward 50. Knocked away from Alice Yeoman. Big pack of players around the footy. Wood at the bottom of that pack for Surfers. Haven't called Oscar Wood much in this first half. He's been rocks or diamonds in season 2025, Oscar Wood. Kicked some big bags of goals. Also been well held at times. Sharks come out of defence. Jewel stood under it. Brown toe poked it forward into the centre. Here's Shea. Shea went back to Billy Beardsall. And Beardsall's found Yeoman between wing and half forward. Around 80 from home. He chips it over the top. Oh, good mark. Not taken. Went with the one hand. They get it up to Owen. Owen looks into the middle of the ground. That's a poor kick. It's been cut off. So Nice has it just behind centre for Surfers Paradise. He's got a man out of side. And that man is Island.
Breeze starting to blow a gale here, viewers. We'll see how this affects play.
Island in the Alice Yeoman direction at full stretch. Couldn't take the mark. Huddy came across. Alice Yeoman went in again. Picked it up. Trying to sling a handball forward. Ball's gone out of play.
And you feel that... There we go. You can see the boys trying to fire their side up on the far side of the field. It's good to see. And you've got to say, I was watching... We called a game last week where the Colts were so fired up for their fellas Love seeing our youngsters and on the teams getting behind.
Woodburn, handballing it forward. Woodburn still going, picked it up, was taken high by Darryl McDowell-White. So Ben Woodburn will get a free kick. Close to the boundary line, 35 out. Would take a fantastic kick from there.
Right on the 28-metre mark.
Woodburn wasting no time. Try to go with the banana kick. Went high up and under. Snowball was there, was pushed off it by Chapman. The cavalry arrives and we'll have a stoppage. A ball up, 25 out from Surfers' goal. I'd love it if they could pinch one before quarter time, or half time in fact. They lead by 33 points, 28 and a half minutes played. Smith and Huddy. Huddy won it down. He's going to get a free kick for a ruck infringement. So Huddy looks across the ground. Set a task for Smith. Flying in there was Beardsall. Surfers have come up with it. Here's Anderson. High ball inside the forward 50. Kennedy there. Williams was knocked away by his own teammate. And we'll have another ball up.
Yeah, just a lapse of communication there, Jack. Two players going for the same ball. No one stings.
Huddy and Smith. Miller there. Moore worked off it by Huddy, who got a kick out of danger. Cameron overran it. Here's Jewell, inside forward 50. Smith went over Smith's head and been marked by Snowball. And Snowball turns around, points at the goals and says, I'm going to have a shot.
I was just thinking this, Jack. We haven't actually called his name too much today. He was so prolific in the last couple of weeks leading up to finals.
So Lucas Snowball, he's kicked 25 goals in season 2025. 25 from just the 12 games. This would be a big kick in the context of this game. He'll have to kick it from 40. Slightish angle, makes good contact with it. It's blowing back. He's got it. Surfers Paradise are taking a stranglehold on this game. They lead by 39 points. 9-6-60, the Sharks 3-3-21. 30 and a quarter minutes played second quarter. And a clinical finish by Lucas Snowball. Well, some stunned faces around the ground. This was not on the menu for this one, Dylan.
No, definitely not. And remember, viewers, the winner of today's match will have the week off, whereas the loser will take on either Maroochydore or Labrador in the semi next week. Got to say, Surfers are looking mighty hot at the moment.
Can they get one back before halftime? 31 minutes played. Malone back into the ruck. Smith had it knocked away from him. Here's Malone, sends him into attack. Cameron, can he get there? No, he can't. Ball bounced just in front of him and goes out over the boundary line. So we'll have a ball in, 45 out.
And you have to say, they're probably going to be taking on Labrador, mate, with the scoreline of 59-19 over there against Maroochydore. Two hot firing teams today for your TPIL lawyers, QAFL.
Malone got it forward. Wasn't marked there by Pope. Plenty of numbers in that forward pocket, and ball's gone out of play. So not long to go in the second quarter. The Surfers holding a 39-point lead. And Malone and Smith. Malone won it down. Here's Alice Yeoman again. He's been a bull in this second quarter. Handball into space for Doran. High ball towards half forward. And getting back with the flight of it was Prokos, who took a good mark. Needs to move it quickly, Prokos. Siren sounded. And at half-time, Surfers Paradise lead 9-6-60. Redland-Victoria point, 3-3-21. 39 points the margin. We'll take a quick break and be back with all the second half action at Totally Workwear Park.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Hello and welcome back to Totally Workwear Park. Well, the qualifying final between Redland-Victoria Point and Surfers Paradise. And at halftime, the Surfers Paradise Demons lead 9-6-60 to the Sharks 3-3-21. It is a 39-point margin. Surfers Paradise dominant in that first half. My name is Jack Fulham. Alongside me on the gantry this afternoon, Dylan Kimlin, the voice of Australian pickleball. Dylan, what did we witness in that first half? Because that certainly wasn't written in the script going into this one.
No, viewers, we were having a chat about it off air, just how unexpected this was. The Surfers Paradise had just run amok, to put it bluntly. I imagine the Sharks' sheds would have been nice and vocal at half-time, but I don't necessarily know if it was the Redland-Vicky Point have played poorly. It's just the Surfers Paradise have played really well. So it'll be interesting to see how this one all pans out. And viewers, we might have a look at our results around the grounds before we dive into our third quarter. So we had an awfully close one between Palm Beach Currumbin and Aspley. Scoreline has ballooned out to 64-26. So the Hornets were definitely it was within a goal. And Palm Beach Currumbin running riot there. Awfully close one between Broadbeach and Morningside. 2 points in at Broadbeach with a lead 45-43. And then finally Labrador have the lead over Maroochydore 59-19. Remember, viewers, the loser of this match will take on either Labrador or Maroochydore, so important quarter to come.
Every game of the QAFL final series streamed live on YouTube, so every game you can catch up on or watch on demand. And we've got you covered in this one at Totally Workwear Park as Redland-Victoria Point make their way onto the ground. They need a big second half because they were ambushed in that first half. Let's run through the goal kickers. Joe Kennedy kicked 3 in that first half for Surfers Paradise. 2 to Mitch Patton, including a fantastic running effort from 40. Singles to Woodburn, King, Snowball and Jamison Shea. And singles on the Redland-Victoria Point side of the ledger. Singles to Callahan, Cameron and Hamilman, 1 each. Just the 3 goals in the half of football, and they could be close to a season low return for the Sharks.
Yeah, and viewers, we remember at the start of the broadcast we did mention we are giving a best on ground as well, so we've been sort of following along. Jack, I think it's fair to say that Cameron Ellis-Yeoman has had a terrific day on the field thus far. He
has. He's been a bull inside that midfield for Surfers Paradise. He's won plenty of clearances. He's given them. He's worked hard forward with the footy as well. Has been a target in attack. Just done very good work all around the ground. Ben Woodburn, who leads the coaches' votes when they were put behind closed doors after round 13, has been fantastic. He's had such a great season, named in the state side. He's been a winner all across the board for Surfers Paradise. He'd probably have him scheduled in for a vote. And then the star of that first quarter especially, Joe Kennedy. The young man kicked 3 goals in the first half. He flew for everything, took a specky in that second quarter over the top of Adrian Williams. He was everywhere, Joe Kennedy, and we look forward to seeing more of him in the second half. On the Redland-Victoria Point side of the ledger, I thought Clay Cameron was good, especially in the first quarter. Had some nice moments in the second, but starved of delivery. And their spearhead, Matthew Hamilman, kicked the 1 goal in the first half to take him to 94 goals on the season, but limited opportunities have been breaking down across their half-forward line and just unable to get clean entries inside forward 50. As the second half, just a couple of minutes away. And the early stages of the third quarter are going to be crucial, Dylan. If Redlands can get a couple goals early and just give themselves a bit of a sniff, and try and take this game into the deeper parts.
Yeah, I think for me, like we talked about how important the middle clearance is. The Sharks, I feel the ruck battle has definitely gone the way of their opposition. We mentioned the Demons' rucks were very strong throughout second quarter, and the question has been asked, can they respond? They've got some superstars in the mid, but definitely seems to be one-way traffic at the moment.
And they'll get some reinforcements, the next time they play Surfers Paradise, which is looking like in a fortnight time, because Hugh Greenwood, the former Suns, Crows and Roos midfielder, an emergency for this game. So plenty of talent and artillery on the sidelines for Surfers Paradise. as the players making their way to their positions. Sharks still in a tight huddle. It'll be a big team talk being delivered by their captain, Mitch Stallard, to try and get his side up and about in this second half.
And Jack, can we expect any differences of play here from the Sharks, considering the calibre they have in their side?
Oh, I think they just need to be more direct and use the corridor, which Surfers did in that first half, and were able to transition the ball from their back half to their front half very quickly, where Redlands seemed content to go via the Cape, close to the boundary line. And they didn't have all that much free-flowing footy going forward. So they need to move it quicker, give Matt Hamilman the best opportunity to do what he does best, which is take contested marks and kick clutch goals. Second half, moments away. It's been a fantastic ruck battle between Craig Malone and Zach Smith for Surfers. You'd give the points to Malone, but a lot of his ruck work being sharked by the star-studded on-ball brigade for Surfers Paradise. Well, let's get this second half underway. Surfers Paradise holding a 39-point lead at half-time. Umpire holds the ball aloft. Our umpires brought to you by Bradnam's Windows and Doors. TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying final. Malone got the hit out. Smith working with Woodburn. And free kick is going to go the way of Redland-Victoria point to Campbell Aston. So, no, Aston's going to give it over to Ben Woodburn. So Surfers with the free kick. Woodburn goes to the point of the square at half forward. Running back with the flight and taking a good mark was Jamison Shea. He's kicked one on the day. He's 60 from home, Shea. We see in the background that wind swirling around. Shea into the forward pocket. Good kick. Kennedy again. Strong mark on the lead. Took it out in front of Daryl McDowell-White. And Kennedy camped up against the boundary line. 25 metres out.
And Jack, that's Jamison Shea's third clean entry into the forward 50, giving his teammates excellent shots at goal.
So Joe Kennedy shooting for his fourth. Will take a good kick, kicking into the breeze. Struck it nicely just away to the skinny side and a minor score. So first score of the quarter goes the way of the Demons. 9-7-61. Sharks 3-3-21, 40-point margin.
Yeah, and now there's 19 points to his tally thus far as the ball comes out here. For the Sharks, definitely need to get some momentum building for this third premiership quarter, they call it, and finals all looking the way of Surfers Paradise at the moment. And we're seeing plenty of ball on that side. The wind's still blustery here, viewers, at Victoria Point. Beautiful afternoon. Temperature slowly starting to drop as the sun's setting. But wind definitely blowing towards that side of the field. And we hope you're enjoying the broadcast here on the TPIL Lawyers QAFL YouTube. Smith getting the hands out. Big thump to the one-on-one. However, all over it. We do see the Sharks. And here we go. Can they get clean transition? I think here this is where they're getting caught up, Jack. They just seem to get immediately stopped, taking their time. Not as free-flowing as we typically see from Redland-Vicky Point.
The Surfers have been doing really well shutting down the corridor, making them go long up the line. Which happened again. Pope did well. Handball forward. And now dashing on the outer side was Anderson. Took a bounce, ran inside forward 50. Looking for Hamilman. He's got it. Strong mark out in front, Hamilman. 15 from home, tightish angle. That's what they needed.
Oh, geez, I asked for free-flowing movement. How good was that transition? Nice, clean kick.
Cooper Anderson turned on the Jets. And Hamilman to kick his second. Runs around. Easy done. Sharks get the first goal. The second half. Hamilman gets his second. Takes him to 95 for the season. And the margin cut to 34 points.
And we have a look at our big TV there, viewers. Got some animations going live for the big man to 95. Claps all around. It's pretty awesome to see here for our QAFL getting around our players. 95, my goodness, what an effort.
He's had an outstanding season. And that is the response that coach Phil Cast would have been after. Outstanding work by the graphics department here at the Sharks. The animations for Matty Hamilman. Goal number 95 on the season. Malone takes the middle of the circle. Now wins it down. Smith came up with it and beat a tackle. Well done, Zach Smith. High ball inside the forward 50. Big pack of players. Jewell overran it. Here's Snowball. Ball bounced over his head. Tapped on by Chapman. McDowell White trying to track it close to the boundary line. Picks it up just inside the paint. Good mark. Back with the flight of the ball was Doran.
And viewers, we can really see the wind starting to wreak havoc on these high balls. Ellis Yeoman got it in. Chip kick, forward 50, 2-on-2. Hands are up. Ball goes to ground. And still kept in. Here we go. Another opportunity going to the centre. Big grab. Gobbled up. And here we go on the switch for the Sharks.
Got a man out at Smith. Still inside his defensive 50. Smith marks. Turns inside. Poor ball to the point of the square. Smith and Neese raffling it. Well done, Stallard. Got a handball forward in the Brown direction. Brown had his handball dropped by Hunkin. Surfers have come up with it. Here's Woodburn inside forward 50. Kick a little bit too hot for Patton. Here's Kennedy at the back. Beat a couple of tacklers. Had a shot on goal. Kennedy missed. Fleet-footed work by Joe Kennedy. Got around two, but missed his shot on goal. So Surfers 9-8-62. The Sharks 4-3-27, 35-point margin.
Geez, he seems to start the quarter in fifth gear every time, Joe Kennedy. He runs a mark as we have a big collision on the sidelines, but he's kicked 3 goals, 2 behinds, viewers, and taken an absolute screamer as well. No doubt that will be on our social media pages.
And he almost came up with it again.
Yeah.
There's a poor kick out. So we've got a throw in. 35 out from the Demons' goal. Malone won it down. Here's Hunkin. Puts it on the boot forward. Coming at the footy was Ireland. Handball back. Scrappy. Cameron. Got a quick kick forward.
That's an empty forward line here for the Sharks as well. Demons see to it, but you got to say it's a bit more of a positive start here for Redlands-Victoria Point. Seem to be taking a little bit more care of the ball. We'll see whether they can get some scoring opportunities as a result.
So we travelled 6 minutes in this third quarter. Malone, run position again. Just palms it forward, close to the boundary line. Going inside forward 50 was Aston. Hamilman stood under it, had it knocked away from him. Cameron working there, couldn't come up with it. Strong tackle laid, and we'll have a ball up 35 out from the Sharks' goal. So Aston has had a couple of influential touches in this third quarter. Malone won it down. Smith there. Well done, Jewell. Woodburn got it back to Anderson. Anderson around the body. High ball. Doran. Strong mark in front of Hunkin. Close to the boundary line. Well done, Matt Doran. The vice captain for Surfers. He's been good on the day. Goes long down the line in the Wood direction. Went over Wood's head. Has been marked by Kennedy again. He's having some sort of game, Joe Kennedy. Chips it forward. And now they've got numbers out. They're going to go inside forward 50. Here's Patton. Got rid of his man Thompson and took an uncontested mark right on the chest. So Patton, who's kicked 2 on the day from 40 out, slightish angle to make it 3.
Oh, you'd back him from here. He's been kicking it very cleanly thus far, and once again, that transition is too easy here for Surfers Paradise.
So Patton, with the wind at his tail, that stuttery approach, makes good contact with it. Loved it off the boot, Mitch Patton. He's got his third of the day. Margin back out to 41 points. Surfers 10-8-68. Sharks 4-3-27. That's a big goal in the context of this one, Dylan.
Well, we talked about Joe Kennedy kicking 3, and clearly Mitch Patton heard us talking about the votes and said, nah, chuck me on that list instead. Terrific response, and what a kick.
It's been the story of the day. Surfers, when they go forward, they've been clinical in blustery conditions. They've used the footy well. And the Sharks, we've constantly seen them turn the ball over. Kicks over the head of players. 41 points the margin. 8 1/4 minutes play, third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 18 scoring shots to 7, Jack. I think that really racks it up. to where we're at in this game. It's just all been going the way of the Demons at the moment. As here we go, the opportunity. We talked about scrappy play. That's a great example. But Chaos Ball working in their favour. Ball goes to ground. And the officials will see to it once more.
Ball up, 45 out. Smith lurking there. Malone took it out of the ruck. Got boot on ball. This one will drop 20 out. And marked forward by Miller, who gave the handball off to Brown. They get one back, the Sharks. So Scotty Miller just stood under it and no one came at him. He took the mark on his chest and Josh Brown ran past, got a handball, dribbled it through. The Surfers 10-8-68, the Sharks 5-3-33, 35-point margin, 9.5 play third quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying final. The winner of this one going straight through to a prelim. The loser will play the winner of today's Labrador-Maroochydore game. As we'll go around the grounds, Dylan, let's get some score updates because we've got plenty of QAFL first week of finals action going on.
Well, Labrador currently up by 32, against 32 scoreline of Maroochydore. They have a score of 60. Broadbeach got the lead, 53-45 against Morningside. And finally, 64-39 going the way of Palm Beach, Currumbin. And the Gold Coast counterparts here at Surfers Paradise running amok in Vicky Point.
Doran went inside forward 50. Good intercept mark taken. Now the Sharks through Stallard. Goes to centre wing. Hambleton pushed under the footy by Jones. Jones took a good mark. Waste no time. Here's Kennedy again. Led up at the footy. Mark 60 from home. Wheels around. Sends this one to the top of the square. Wood. High point of the footy. Here's Snowball tracking it close to the boundary line. Worried out of it by Owen, who did well. Got it to Prokos. Prokos relieving kick to the far side of the ground. Pushing the back. That'll go the way of Callahan. No advantage paid.
A little bit of a somersault there. We saw one earlier today going over the side of the fence. And acrobatics all around.
So it's Josh Brown with the free kick. And halfback, he chips it up the line. Here's Miller. And some good involvement in this third quarter. Further up the line to Cameron. So they've worked it to halfway. Clay Cameron, he's been good.
Yeah, one to his name thus far, and he brings it up. Big kick. This is the big pack grab that we've seen, which the Demons have been all over it. However, Sharks respond. Quick entry on a one-on-one. Big pack grab, goes to ground. Easy chip if you don't mind, and here we go. Can the Sharks build from this?
Great work, Matty Hamelman. Quick ball from Huddy. Worked his opponent under the footy, took the chest mark, and put it through from point-blank range. So the Hammer has got his third. 4 away from the 100. And they've kicked 3 goals to 1 in the quarter. This has been a good response by the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks.
Yeah, I reckon they may have got a revving at half-time, mate, and solid response.
And the margin is cut to 29 points. Hamelman has 3. We've played 12 and a quarter minutes, third quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL finals action as this breeze starts to pick up. And the home faithful here at Totally Workwear Park start to find their voice. Beautiful bounce, favoured Malone, who got it down. Hambleton there, put his head over the footy, Hambleton. Now paddles it forward in the Brown direction, wrapped up by Alice Yeoman. Malone went in and got it, put it forward. Hamelman, ball bounced in front of him. Callahan was there, did well. Tapped it to the advantage of Miller. Miller around the body, into the pocket. Hambleton there, couldn't mark. Brown put it on the boot. All Sharks here at the fall of the footy, and it's been put through by Owen. Sharks have got 3 in a row, they're coming. Margin cut to 23 points, 10-8-68. The Sharks 7-3-45. We've travelled 13 minutes, 4 goals to 1 in this third quarter.
The Demons are wounded and the Sharks are circling. Listen to that crowd, they're fired up. Beautiful Arvey here, the bevies are flowing and suddenly the home crowd have a voice.
And they've lifted their work rate. Look at the amount of players just streaming forward. Matthew Owen, the youngster, kicks his first goal of the game. And Redlands have 7. Oh, 23 points. This is as close as they've been since the early stages of the second quarter. Malone and Jewell. Malone again. Did well. Here's Aston. Got his handball in the Smith direction. Smith socketed off the ground. Ball close to the boundary line. Leading the race was Anderson. Boundary beats him.
Oh.
And has been paid for insufficient intent. That's, well, harsh.
It's a brave official standing right next to our spectators after that call.
So Kane Gordon takes the free kick, tried to take on the man on the mark. Ball touched off the boot. Williams bounced off his chest. King taken by 2. And we'll have a ball up close to our commentary position. Crowd really starting to get into this one, Dylan.
Oh, and they're big crowd of that too. A lot of spectators here right in front of our broadcast here at Totally Workwear Park. And here we go. The Demons getting a clean ball through, 1-on-1. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Decides to launch it up. Pack grab, big man of there. Ellis Yeoman taking it to ground. The Sharks have been so good in the last 5. Can they continue this momentum? They're on a scrambling effort from the defence, however. Grubber going to ground, 1-on-1. Ball has popped up. Demons settling down. Hands are out. Goes to the boundary line.
Oh.
And listen to that crowd. They are alive here at Victoria Point. And they have some choice words for our officials.
All right. Our officials right under pressure. Brought to you by Bradnam's Windows and Doors. Malone in the Aston direction. Worried out of it by Moore. Aston went in again. Jewell picked it up. Got it back to Doran. Doran off one step. Kick along towards half forward. Strong mark taken there. Not paid to Williams. Put on the boot there by Fraser. Ball bouncing towards the goals. Bouncing and bouncing. Patton couldn't quite gather it before the goal line, and a minor score. Surfers 10-9-69. The Sharks 7-3-45. 4-goal margin.
I feel that the Demons needed that after the last couple of minutes. Definitely going the way of the white jerseys. That's pumped out of the defensive 50. Flicked out the back. Was that a throw? Not called. Doesn't matter. Play on. As the Sharks, quick hands, and they have got a bit more of a prep in their step here in this third quarter.
So Hunkin did well. Chipped it up the line. That's a good mark that's been taken by Stallard, who wheels around to the edge of 50. Callahan dropped the mark, went back, got it, wheeled around onto the right boot. Hamilman direction. Huddy was there, came off his hands. Aston tried to crumb the pack. Strong tackle late on Huddy. Will have a ball up, 40 out.
And Huddy was a name that we were calling a lot in the first quarter. He was pivotal. Had a bit more of a quieter one in the second, but definitely getting more involved here.
Huddy won the tap out. Stallard working there. Woodburn did well. Got it to Jewell, who loped a handball over the top in the LB Jones direction, close to the boundary line. Hambleton and Jones. Hambleton did really well with a couple. Jewell came in. Hambleton still working. Now it's Moore. They're going to go forward through Shea. Shea's long kick towards half forward. Strong mark taken. Kennedy again. He's having some sort of day, Joe Kennedy. Gets straight to his feet. Goes inside forward 50 in the Patton direction. Doran interfered with, and Doran's going to get a free kick.
And Jack, I was a little bit worried that we might have been on injury watch there, here for the Demons. I'll keep track of that as we have another set shot here.
So it was Doran and Patton up forward. The free kick went against Prokos. For front-on contact, interfered in the marking contest. And Matt Doran, the vice-captain, to kick his first on the day. Ambles in, comes off the side of the boot, just makes the distance, a minor score. Margin out to 25 points, Surfers 10-10-70, Sharks 7-3-45.
For Surfers, it was Albie Jones after that big collision. He took a long time to get up. He's immediately gone to the bench.
The kick comes straight up the middle of the ground. Ireland has given away a free kick. The free kick going to Brown. So momentum has definitely shifted. Brown to Hunkin, dashing through the middle in the Hamilman direction. Had a fly at it. Well done, Broadbent. Knocked it away. Given away the free kick for over the shoulder.
crowd like that. You reckon he's going to take a ping from it there, Jack? He's got the wind at his back.
Oh, he's going to have to kick it into the wind from... Yeah. Have to strike that one from right on the chalk of 50, Dylan. We know he's a prodigious kicker of the football, but that might be a little bit too far. Although, I'm prepared to eat my words. So Hamilman for his fourth. And goal number 97. Raking kick of the football. That one, he's swinging back, not far enough.
Geez, distance not an issue at all.
Made the distance easily. And minor score, Sharks 7-4-46. They trail Surface 10-10-70. Margin is 24 points, 4 goals. Almost at time on third quarter. It's been an inspired fight back for the Sharks. They go towards halfback, over the head of Alice Yeoman. Hambledon picked it up, dribbled it inside 50. Callahan got clattered. Could have been in the back, not paid. Smith comes up with it. Snap on goal from Smith. Kicked it! They're within 3 goals, the Sharks. Dylan Smith, what a goal! Surface 10-10-70. The Sharks 8-4-52, 18-point margin. 20 minutes played, third quarter. TPIL Lawyers. QAFL qualifying final, and this one we are set for a great finish as the Sharks have come roaring back into it, Dylan.
How good is finals footy? You cannot call it at all, viewers, and immediately we've got a close one on our hands. Momentum heavily in favour of Redlands Vicky Point, and the crowd are amongst it.
Our locals up here on the gantry, they've got excited. Yeah. It's the loudest we've heard you all day. 18 points the margin. 20 and a half minutes played, third quarter. Huddy into the ruck. Smith won it down. They're going to go forward again through Miller. Long ball inside forward 50. Cameron at full stretch. Couldn't mark. Broadbent tracking the footy. In comes Anderson. Brown is there. Ball close to the boundary line. It'll go out of play. We'll have a throw in just inside the chalk of 50. Sharks into attack.
And right here on our side of the field, viewers, the wind has sort of settled down. So we get to the later stages of our afternoon. Beautiful conditions. It was a wonderful afternoon of Saturday footy. Ball up. A bit short there. Play on. And momentum heavily in favour of the home side. Scoreline of 8-4-52, 10-10-70.
We'll go around the grounds in a moment, Dylan. Get a score update. 3 other finals ongoing. First week of QAFL finals for TPIL Lawyers. Ball back into play. Huddy won it down. Alice Yeoman bursting through. Taken in a good tackle by Stallard. Could have been holding it. Anderson is wrapped up. Anderson's been pinged for holding the footy. The Sharks will have a shot at goal. Just waiting to see who the free kick's awarded to. It's Clay Cameron. So Clay Cameron's kicked 1 today. Brilliant effort. Great tackle. We'll need to kick this one from 45.
Oh, viewers, listen to this crowd. If this goes through, this is going to set crazy chain of events in motion.
So Cameron to cut the margin to 12 points. Comes in now, strikes it nicely, working its way back. Cameron's got it. The Sharks have kicked 6 goals to 1 in this third quarter. They trail by just 12 points, 22 and a half minutes played. 10-10-70, plays 9-4-58.
Here we
Clay Cameron, what a beautiful strike of the football from 45 out. Never looked like missing. He loved it as soon as it hit his boot. He's kicked 2 today.
And we have another very close one around the grounds, viewers, with Morningside Broadbeach 58-55. Labrador still continuing to dominate 32-34, as well as the final results, or current results here. Palm Beach Currumbin are up 68-40 from Aspley. Ball is up. We can continue here. It's all been going the way of the home side thus far. And the home crowd loving it. For your third quarter, just past 23 minutes played.
So Malone back on and into the ruck. Taps it forward. Aston there. Doran had his kick smothered. Smith Got a handball over the top. Woodburn now has it for the Demons. Kicked it long forward, but Thompson came in, took it on his chest, just inside his defensive 50. He looks long up the line. Kick went over the head of Smith. Close to the boundary line. Ball out of play.
Smith's been solid this quarter.
He has some good involvement. Bobbed up, kicked a goal. Beautiful finish from 40. Malone and Smith. Malone front position. And Doran is wrapped up at ground level. They've done well to limit the impact of Ben Woodburn in this third quarter. I've only called his name a couple of times after he was racking up touches for fun in the first half. Ball tap forward for the Sharks. Here's Woodburn. Kicks him inside forward 50. Thompson did well. Came charging up at the footy. Took it on his chest to relieve the pressure.
Oh, inspired defence here from the Sharks. They've been all over it thus far, pinging it back to where it just was. Quick fist over to the boundary line. Our spectators over there on the hill enjoying some rays of sunshine and some terrific footy here for our qualifying final. And it's anyone's games at this point. Momentum has always been the way of Surfers Paradise thus far, but my goodness, the Sharks have something to say about that.
So ball bounces. Good hands by Aston to Miller. Fed over the top to Owen. They're going to go forward again here through Owen. Long towards half forward. Cameron got up. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Island opts to just fist it forward. And now through the middle of the ground is Doran. Doran's going to send it long inside forward 50. Wood not getting a free kick. Ball dribbling towards the line. And Matty Thompson there again to escort it across. And a minor score.
That's his third defensive effort, Jack, in the past 5 minutes. It's been terrific.
Surfers 10-11-71. The Sharks 9-4-58. 13 points the margin as they chip it up towards Dylan Smith. Still inside his defensive 50. Now to Miller. As we tick up towards 26 minutes played. Miller into the centre of the square. Finds Brown. Brown wanted to give it back to Miller. Opts not to, and looks like he's suffering with a bit of cramp there. Oh, Josh Brown looks like he's cramped right up. But he just puts it on the boot long and attends to his cramp. Great mark taken, Clay Cameron. He has turned it on in this third quarter. Wheels around, goes long, looking for Hellman. 1 mid, 2, got it! Too big and too strong. Controlled it with one arm, took it with the other. A Hamilman from 35 out, slightish angle. This for number 5, and he's 4th of the quarter. In he comes, makes good contact with it. Fading late, missed it. And margin back to 12 points, 10-11-71, plays 9-5-59. 27 minutes played.
And on
how long to go in the quarter, boys? We've got 4 minutes.
Ooh.
I love being in the timekeeper's box. The Surfers bring it straight up the middle of the ground. Smith got a handball out, finding some space on the outer side with Shea. Shea's got time to gather. Chip it inside forward 50 to Jewel. Jewel's marked. 48 out. Gets back over the mark quickly and chips it up.
Okay.
And good mark taken by Snowball.
Can we just say, Jack, Jamison Shea, every time he gets the ball is an opportunity here for the Demons.
He's been one of their best users going inside forward 50, and the Demons go coast to coast. And in fact, it's Harrison Fraser, the skipper, with the shot, not Lucas Snowball. They do look similar in my defence.
You talk about captain's goals. Momentum heavily in favour of the opposition. Here he comes at the end of the third quarter.
It's a simple kick, but a lot of pressure on it. Harrison Fraser, the skipper. From 30 out, puts it straight through the middle. That's the response Surfers Paradise we're after. Margin back out to 18 points, 11-11-77, 9-5-59, 28 and a quarter minutes played third quarter.
Viewers, talk about leadership. We had vice captain kicking with the transition of the forward 50 through to captain you actually leaders to stand up, and that's the perfect time to be doing it.
Been good going inside forward 50. And you're right about Jamison Shea. His delivery's been crucial. As Mitch Patton comes back onto the ground, he's kicked 3 today. So handy goal for Surfers Paradise. They've been under siege in this third quarter. Redlands have kicked 6 goals to 2 on the quarter. Margin's 18 points. 3/4 time siren can't be far away. Malone won it down. Aston gathered, put it on his boot. It'll go long inside forward 50, working towards front position. Couldn't take the mark, Hamilman. Plenty of players come steaming in. Anderson close to the boundary line. Can he keep it in? He can't. We'll have a throw in, 40 out.
Someone's nearly gone flying over the backside fence. He's all good.
Oh, we don't need another fence being taken out today.
Beautiful grounds here at Totally Workwear Park.
It's in fantastic condition. The home crowd starting to get vocal. Malone took it out of the ruck, got the handball down to Smith. Smith off to Aston. Aston shot on goal, fading. Hit the behind post in the end, so out in the full, no score.
Now you imagine it'd be pretty close to the siren here, Jack. What do you think the Demons do? Do they opt to just hold things up?
I want to retain possession, but Anderson is forced to go long to half back. Williams worked off his man, took the intercept mark. He's got Smith on in the middle of the ground. Opts not to use him. Chips it inside forward 50. Big pack of players punched away by Broadbent. Here's McDowell wide, gathered, got it to Aston. Aston beat a tackle, handed it off to his man that was right under pressure. But I think it's Anderson who's going to get a free kick. He was ridden into the ground by Woodburn. And Cooper Anderson will take the free kick. 30 metres out, directly in front.
How far is that siren? We must be awfully close. Massive kick here, Jack.
Huge kick in the context of this game. Woodburn unlucky. Laid the tackle as soon as Anderson got the footy. But just rode him into the ground. Push in the back, free kick paid. So Anderson, this is a huge kick. Striker from 35 out, makes good contact with it. And that wind pushes it across. And in the end, it's gone out in the full. So Broadbent to take the free kick. The margin's still at 18 points. Broadbent goes across his defensive goal face to Anderson. He's got time to take a few metres and then kick it along to the outer side. Williams and Jewell. Williams won the race to the footy and opts to just see this one across the boundary line. Veteran savvy there from Adrian Williams. One of the throw in. Pretty much smack bang on halfway outer side of Totally Workwear Park, which has been bathed in sunshine today.
And packed with home crowd as well. As the ball will come up as we get to the final stages of this quarter. And do we have another opportunity here for the Sharks to immediately get the ball? Tap is good. Pinged in. Big pack grab. Tap to ground. And the hands once again going the way of the red and the black Guernseys. Pop-up is there. Loose man at the back, however. But no. Easy mark and crunched after the tackle. The crowd are appealing. And it is definitely going to go the way of the Sharks.
Oh, Cooper Anderson took the mark and then was absolutely smacked. 50 metres paid, and he'll be marched straight to the goal line. As the mark was taken inside 50.
Oh, viewers, we're going to have a awfully close scoreline going into the fourth quarter here, as you would all but lock this one in. As he strolls in, and this is going to be a big one here for the Sharks. Locked up. Here we go. Finals footy, fourth quarter, not too far away. And we suddenly have a terrific scoreline of 65, 10-5, 11-11, 77. Redlands Vicky Point Sharks have bounced back.
7 goals to 2 in this third quarter. What an effort it's been. Cooper Anderson, he's been crucial. Spotted up Hamilman a couple times. Has now kicked one himself.
And we talked about it earlier, Jack, with the difference of 18 scoring opportunities to 7. You look at it now, suddenly it's a much closer game, and Surf is kicking 11 behinds. You do wonder whether that may come back to sting him.
Well, time for one more goal if either side is good enough. Smith and Malone. And a free kick in the ruck. It'll go the way of Malone. So the Sharks to get a late entry. With time ticking down. Malone needs to go long. He looks wide. Here's O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan needs to get it and go, but he's content to just back across the mark. We might run out of time here. Stallard, long ball inside forward. 50, wobbly kick. Hamilton came out, took it on his chest. Siren has sounded, and Matt Hamilton has a chance to cut the margin to 6 points. Well, we've just been told by the locals in the gantry that he never misses from this position.
You love a bit of inside scoop here, viewers. This is great.
This is a massive kick. Matt Hamilton, as we hear in the background, to make it 97 goals on the season. We're right behind him. From the chalker 50, gives it a ride. Can it swing back? No, he's missed. So at 3/4 time, we have a game on our hands. Surfers 11-11-77. Redland-Victoria point, 10-6-66, 11-point margin. We'll take a break. We'll catch our breath and be back with all the last quarter action on TPIL Lawyers QAFL qualifying match day.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
quarter. The temperature's dropped a little. The breeze is swirling as it has been all day, favouring the left of your screen, viewers. And Redland-Victoria Point will be kicking with the assistance of that breeze. But in saying that, I would say that most of the goals were being kicked against the breeze today. So a hard one to call.
Yeah, and viewers, we did see that opportunity there from Hamilman at the end. Did get a handy point though, so he does open up the 1 point victory opportunity here at a 10-6, 66, 11-11, 77 scoreline. Let's get underway. Fourth quarter. How's this going to pan out?
Malone and Smith. Malone, as he's done all day, wins it down. Aston wrapped up. Strong tackle. Did he have time to get rid of it? He didn't. We'll have another ball up. Edge of the square. So all the big guns in the middle for Surfers. Woodburn there. Alice Yeoman. Here's Fraser. Tackled by Aston. Great tackle. Will be rewarded. Campbell Aston. It's the holding the ball free kick. Harrison Fraser, the man it's going against. So the Sharks to get the first inside 50 of the quarter. Long ball. This will drop about 20 out. Hamilman's there. Broadbank came across. Knocked it out. Big fist, actually. Knocked it across the line. So a minor score. Redlands 10-7, 67. Surfers 11-11, 77. 10-point margin. And here comes Anderson streaming out of full back.
And Demons immediately getting rid of it as soon as possible. They do not want it anywhere near their forward 50, but you've got to say clear intent immediately here from the Sharks. Viewers, we've got a pretty fired up crowd around us here at Redlands Vicky Point, and also the staff here in our commentary booth are pretty enthused with their results after the third quarter as well.
So Malone taps it forward. Owen there. Miller. Owen put it on his boot. Did he keep it in? No. Out on the full. The Surfers to take the free kick.
And the ruck battle's been all over the place today. Jack, we've discussed it quite a bit thus far. But a terrific effort there from the third, from the big man of the Sharks.
So here's Doran. Pumps it long. Big fly there. Punched away by McDowell White. Kennedy's in there. Big pack of players. Umpire calls the ball up. So just an excited murmur going around Totally Workwear Park. Massive third quarter comeback by the home team in that third quarter. They were brilliant as we get another stoppage.
And viewers, during that third quarter, we've got to say there was the whole spectator fan base around the Redlands Vicky Point in the huddle. We're talking about local community footy getting around it. That's a big hit. The official will see to it once more, but the home crowd has been definitely getting behind their side thus far.
A great turnout by the spectators considering their reserves team, Redlands, had to play away today. All close to the boundary line. Ducking the head was Smith. He'll get a free kick for high. So Dylan Smith had some great moments in that third quarter. Goes inside 50. Cameron over his head. Tapped on by Brown. That was clever. Anderson. Kennedy working back there. Beating a couple was Fraser. Had his kick smothered. Anderson close to the boundary line. Kept it in. Goes top of the square. Hamilman. Broadbent. Broadbent got it. Fed a handball. And they'll get out of danger. But the kick's gone out on the full. That was a poor kick there by Josh Neese. Put it out of bounds on the full. 55 out. Here's Owen. Gathered 45 from home. Goes top of the square. Smith got back. Could have marked it. Decided to fist it away. Hamilman's going to get a free kick. He was dragged out of the contest by Broadbent. Hamilman will take a free kick directly in front. 15 metres out.
Jeez, the milestone man is all over it at the moment. The defense have done pretty well in the first half to lock him down, but it's all been in his hands for the third and the fourth.
So Hamilman, he's kicked 3, he's kicked 4. The margin's just 4 points. Matty Hamilman has 97 goals on the season. What a finish we are set for.
Oh, you reckon he can get it done?
Oh, you'd be a brave man to back against him. As we see that last passage of play, it was a high ball coming in. Broadbent all over Matty Hamilman. Umpire picked it out. And just a free kick that didn't need to be given away because Zach Smith was dropping back into the hole in front of Hamilman. A nervous play. Surfers 11-11-77. The Sharks 11-7-73. 4-point ball game. Woodburn kicked it forward. Going back with the flight of it was Hunkin. Had it knocked away by Snowball. Snowball gathered. 1-2 with Smith. Back to Snowball. Inside forward 50. Thompson couldn't quite mark. Here's Patton. Thompson took him in a strong tackle. Should have been holding the ball. Wasn't paid. King bobbed to his feet. Took the kick. Kicked at the door and who's 55 from home.
Thompson again, clinical in defence. The entrance is here. Big pack grab. Goes to ground, however. And the Sharks see to it. Nice safe passage out on the far side of the field here at Totally Workwear Park, 1-on-1. Ball goes to ground, foot race is on. Crowd getting behind their boys. Goes to ground again. Demons locking it up, and that was a very quick transfer from back line to forward line. Here about 30 out on the far side of the field.
It was the two Andersons, Cooper Anderson for the Sharks and Hamish Anderson for the Demons in a foot race, and ended in a dead heat. Smith tapped it behind him. Here's Cameron. Couldn't pick it up. Cooper Anderson got it to Owen. Owen has a snap-on goal from 30, bending away to the right-hand side. Another minor score. Margins 3 points. Surfers 11-11-77. The Sharks 11-8-74.
You feel the dam is just about to break, Jack. Momentum has been heavily one way at the moment, and my goodness, what a response here from the Sharks.
So Oscar Lear-Kamchi at half-back for Surfers Paradise. They are well and truly under the pump. Sold some candy, and now kicks it long between wing and half-forward. Flying at it was Patton. Free kick paid. Fraser took the advantage, streaming. He's got an open goal face. Will he get the bounce? Dribbling away. Through for a minor score. And margin back out to 4 points.
Yeah, he's banged it forward and just hoped for the best then. Fair enough too, no one in the forward line. And it does seem that the Sharks just seem a little bit more composed here with this frenetic footy for your finals. And don't we all love it here on the TPIL Lawyers QAFL YouTube. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. My goodness, what happened to that ball? Flung like a frisbee, kicked out on the wide side. Big pack grab, tackles go down. Hands out. And the Sharks all over it down on the wide side, right in front of our spectators here on the broadcast side of the field. Keeping it alive, 1-on-1. Momentum heavily in favour of the Sharks thus far. Demons all over it. Surfers regain control.
So ball onto the far side, looking for Doran. The kick bounced in front of him. How will the umpire call this? Owen was there appealing for insufficient. Umpire pays benefit of the doubt. Throw it in.
Yeah,
50 out from the Sharks' goal. It would have been a brave decision.
Yeah. I definitely don't think that one was deliberate. Home crowd may disagree.
So Malone and Smith. Malone has dominated the ruck battle. Wins another tap. Doran bursting through there. Comes out. Malone couldn't get a clean kick. Alice Yeoman got it to Doran. Doran goes down the line. McDowell White tried to keep it in. Couldn't quite gather. Ball goes out of play.
Yeah, and that's the side of the field that the wind's been blowing a gale towards pretty much all day, viewers, in this awfully close one. And Jack, the Sharks haven't had a lead all game.
No, they haven't.
Yeah. So this would be groundbreaking, viewers, if the Redlands Vicky Point Sharks can manage to kick the next goal. 2-on-1, big collision. And we got some nervous fans around the grounds here. Finals footy, we all know how important this victory is.
So Malone won it down. Here's Miller. Went back in the Chapman direction. Chapman wrapped up as soon as he received the footy. So Surfers just forward of halfway. Malone. Smith is there. Doing well with Stallard. Went around the body, high up and under ball. Tracking it back was Leah Kamchi. Kept it in. And now they've got a mark out here to Woodburn. Underside wing. Woodburn looking inboard. Will go further afield, long down the line. Big pack of players. Wood got front position. King is in there. Doing well was Williams. Got it back. Smith had his handball affected. O'Sullivan sees it across.
I think this is the big difference here, Jack, in that the Sharks have been very solid in the midfield throughout these last 2 quarters, and as a result, have been able to trap the ball a little bit more.
They've certainly been a lot cleaner by hand in the second half, Redlands. Malone, again, on it down. Owen, could have been taken high, was taken high.
And he looks to be in a bit of sorts. Gets up okay.
Doran's tackle just slipped over the shoulder. Risky kick into the centre. Comes off, went over the head of Hunkin. Hunkin went back in and won it. Did really well, beat a couple, got a handball to O'Sullivan. They're streaming forward, the Sharks. O'Sullivan's long kick towards half forward. Coming out was Bromwich, couldn't take the mark. Pope, in fact, sorry. Pope goes round the corner, high ball. Callahan being blocked out of the contest. No, the free kick will go the way of Surfers. Oh, big free kick to Nice.
The Demons again somehow get a reprieve in the defence. They are under so much pressure right now, banging it right in front of our camera here on the broadcast side of the field, which along this side, oh, here we go, bit of fisticuffs.
So Oscar Wood came in, pushed Williams into the fence, and they want to go on with it. Here comes King to try and break it up.
And just past 11 minutes in our 4th quarter, this victory means so much to these sides. And Spice definitely starting to be applied as the ball has been smothered, going close to our boundary line. Sharks all over it, ball is up. Big cup. Grab, oh, hit high, what's the call? Yeah, over the shoulder. And I've got to tell you, Jack, things are really starting to get to boiling point here.
Starting to spill over. Stallard and Smith wanted to have a go. Woodburn slow to get to his feet.
Giving it to the crowd as well.
The home faithful here have leant over the fence and given him a gobful. Woodburn to go long up the line. Hector half forward. Williams got a spoil on it. McDowell White, snowball at the fall of the footy, got taken high. Free kick will go Surfers' way. Patton just chipped it forward, inside forward 50. Here's Kennedy gathering a ground level shot on goal, missed it.
And while that's going on, viewers, there's been another fisticuffs just here on our side of the boundary line. The viewers here at Totally Workwear Park are definitely getting their money's worth.
That was a big opportunity for Joe Kennedy. 15 out. And he missed it to the right-hand side. So Redlands going via the Cape. The Sharks, McDowell White, out of side. Chips it up the line. Strong mark taken by Pope. They've worked it to halfway. Pope's long ball to the edge of 50. Cameron there. Big fly over the top from Nice. Couldn't take the mark. Woodburn working in the clinches to Anderson. Now a handball over the top to Luxton. Luxton long ball. Kennedy, strong mark. And got cleaned up.
Yeah, tunnelled under him.
It was Thompson that was flying in for the footy, but had to check up at the last second as Kennedy flew in front of him. And Kennedy goes inboard to Doran. So next goal crucial here. We've played 13 minutes last quarter. Doran goes forward. He's got a man in some space there. It was Jones who just launched a high ball inside 450. Wood, quick shot on goal out of the pack. How will it bounce? It bounces in play. Still hasn't gone over the line. Stallard, long ball out to the outer side. Cameron put his head over it. So did Brown. Brown wrapped up in a good tackle by Nice, and we'll have a ball up just outside forward 50 for the Surfers Paradise Demons.
Yeah, and a bunch of interchanges here on the side of the Sharks as well. Been some big collisions, a lot of running, tired legs on the field.
We've got a blood rule. Coming off the field is Patton or King. It's King.
And the ball will go up. Ellis Yeoman there in the ruck. Hands are out. Sharks 1-on-2. Another big yard hit. And these fellas are all over each other at the moment. Temper's starting to flare here for our 4th quarter. Entertaining footy for your TPIL lawyers. QAFL qualifying round. The ball goes out again. Here we go. Momentum surging. Couple of bounces. Pings it up high. to an open man, loose man at the back there for the Demons, and they will play a switch here on the backside. Let's see if they can build some opportunity here for Surfers Paradise.
So Broadbent looks wide. He finds Luxton near the chalk. Luxton goes up the line to Patton. Patton wheels around to centre wing, looking for Jewel. Went over Jewel's head. He runs back, gathers the footy. Handball to Moore. Back to Patton. Patton to the edge of 50. He's found Smith on a searching lead. Smith wheels around, goes into the hot spot. Tracking it back was Wood. Alice Yeoman at the fall of the footy. Outside of the boot as he kicked it. No. It was coming back. Yeah, just missed to the left-hand side. Surfers 11-14-80. RVP Sharks 11-8-74. 6-point margin. A goal in it. 15.25 minutes played. Long ball looking for Huddy. Punched away there by Ireland. Huddy and Ireland to do battle close to the line. Huddy sees it across. We'll have a ball in just outside forward 50 for Surfers Paradise.
Jack, if we have a draw.
We play extra time, 5 minutes each end.
Sure, there was plenty of viewers around the country wondering the answer to that. The ball will go up. And geez, I wouldn't mind watching some more footy. This has been an electric battle thus far. Ellis Yeoman with the ball, hands out. Did he get clean hands? Yes, he did. Demon streaming. And momentum continuing to build big. Tackle, not called high, play on it is. Scrambling defense here from Redlands-Victoria. Point goes to ground.
Geez, Matt Thompson has been outstanding in this second half. He's put his body in harm's way time and time again.
Oh, he might be the best backman on the field at the moment here, Jack, I think.
So, Demons into attack. Huddy won the tap. Alice Yeoman came charging through. Tried to get a handball inboard. That was cut off by Smith. Ball goes out of play. We'll have a throw in, 25 out. 6 points the margin. Still plenty of time remaining. Ball back into play. Huddy and Smith. Smith won it down. There's Woodburn. Close to the boundary line was Fraser. Fraser goes across. Another throw in. Tension starting to build here at Totally Workwear Park.
And I might do one more final results around the grounds, Jack, for our viewers at home. Palm Beach Currumbin up 89-54 to Aspley, and that awfully close one between Morningside and Broadbeach. Morningside now have a 71-62 lead as the ball continues. Big kick out, and to an open man, dropped his, however, quick hands off. Sharks under immense pressure, big tackle. No high is called. Just past 17 minutes here in our fourth quarter, viewers. 20-5 in the afternoon. Perfect day here in Brisbane. Tap goes down. Grubber kick is out. Streaming through. Demons' hands. 2v3. They win it anyway.
So Miller put it on the boot. Sent Redlands into attack. Hamilton came charging up at the footy. Clever tap onto Anderson. Anderson got around Jones. Ran to the edge of 50. We'll send it to the hot spot. Players getting back. Anderson came off his hands. Hamilton kicked the goal! Hamilton read it off hands and ran into an open goal and pumped it through. Scores are level. 18 minutes played. Surfers 11-14-80. The Sharks 12-8-80. What a finish we are set for.
Oh, strap yourselves in, viewers. Tied game, finals footy. Could you ask for anything more this Saturday afternoon? Geez, what a tap, by the way, from Hamilton on that run. Set it all up.
And Anderson got around Kane Gordon. And a good kick. Sent it to the hot spot. And clever play by Hamilton. Kicked a goal. Tied the scores. And scores are level for the first time since the second minute of this match, Dylan. Ball in the middle. Smith was pulled off it. Leah Campchi went in there. He was wrapped up. We'll have a ball up. Still in the middle of Totally Workwear Park. As we approach time on. 19 and a quarter minutes played. They've come all the way back from a 39-point half-time deficit. Here's Callahan, gathered on the half-forward flank, was dragged down without the footy. Free kick not paid. Woodburn just whacked it on the boot. That'll be ping for insufficient intent. Should be. No. Yes. Went early. O'Sullivan to take the free kick.
And the home crowd getting amongst it. They are well and truly alive here at Victoria Park.
O'Sullivan forced to give up the free kick to Chapman. Been robbed of a stat. Chapman long. High ball to 60 out. Smith couldn't mark. Woodburn did well. Beat a tackle. Had his handball intercepted. Will the ball sit for Callahan? It does. To Hamilton. Hamilton. Callahan gets back on the end of it. Snap on goal. He's kicked it. Redlands are hit the front. Miles Callahan gets his second of the day. And for the first time today, Dylan, they're in front.
Oh, mate, this is exceptional footy. What an effort. They did not give up. You mentioned the 39-point deficit. They've dug deep. Full credit to the Sharks.
What a finish by Miles Callahan. The young man in the number 77. Remember the name. Redland-Victoria points 13-8-86. Surfers Paradise 11-14-80. 6 points the margin. How long have we got left? 8.5 minutes. Still plenty of time. Set for a cracker finish. Malone took the centre of the circle. Here's Callahan again, wrapped up by Leah Campchip. We'll have a ball up. And Redland side of halfway.
Every tap victory here is so big for the Sharks considering the scoreline. They've beat the odds. Back in the amongst of it, and another centre clearance. Sharks, hands out. Another opportunity, streaming out. And open man, a bit of a mongrel kick, doesn't matter. Good pickup, hands are out there on the wide side, through the middle. Demons trying to salvage it. Grubber kick is out.
So, King working hard for the footy. Plenty of Sharks in there. Ball comes inside forward 50. O'Sullivan came up with the footy. High up and under ball. Hamilton flew at it. Anderson back into traffic. Couldn't take the mark. Here's Woodburn again. Tried hard. Clay Cameron sees the ball out. We'll have a throw in. Just outside the Sharks forward 50.
And I think, Jack, we may have had a head clash there too, just on the inside of the forward 50 for players too from opposing sides were lying on the ground. See one of the Sharks.
Hamilton, the spearhead, who's gone down. He gets to his feet. Looks set to continue on. Kick inside forward 50. Here's Hamilton, just lurking at the back. Managed to get hands on it.
He's fine. It was all a ploy.
And I think it's a free kick for incorrect disposal.
Demons opting to play the switch, and they're quickly changing on this side of the field. And here we go, streaming out of the back line through the middle. Clean kick is there. Here comes the smother attempt. Not taken. Surfers Paradise. So much pressure on them right now. They need to make something of this opportunity.
Shea high ball inside 50. Smith couldn't mark. Here's Doran. Doran swinging around onto that left. Goes into the pocket looking for Smith. Pushed off it by Williams. Williams close to the line. He keeps it in. Handball searching for Chapman. Ball bounces in front of Chapman. Did well. Gathered. Beat a tackler. Now looks inboard for Cameron. Will the kick sit for Cameron? No. Going back with the flight of it was LB Jones. Good mark.
Yeah, it's good to see Jones out there earlier. We did see potential injury concern for him in the third. He's come back strong.
So Jones, long kick forward. Hamilton flew at it. Took the intercept mark. Couple of crucial moments. Matt Hamilton in this last quarter. Looks long, looks wide. Here's Cameron, searching lead. Took it on his chest, close to the boundary line, out of side.
And it's all but dried up here for the Demons. The last scoring opportunity a long time ago.
Cameron thumps it long. Ball lands inside forward 50. Hamilton lurking out the back, couldn't take the mark. Handballed forward by Broadbent. Pulled off his kick was Jones. Hamilton puts it on his boot. Kicks it straight to his man, Will Broadbent, who's taken the intercept mark. So into the defensive goal square. Anderson looks wide, finds Leah Camchi.
And Jack, where's Ellis Yeoman been? He's been very quiet in this fourth quarter, considering how pivotal he was earlier.
I think he's currently off the ground having a spell. Oh, no, there he is in the middle. Handball comes over the top from Jones to Doran. They've got man out on the outer side. Working in board was Luxton. Luxton goes inside forward 50. A kick missed King. O'Sullivan close to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. The Sharks lead by 6 points. 25 minutes played last quarter.
Oh, it's anyone's game here, viewers. Service Paradise need to find something. Have they ran out of the petrol in the tank? We will find out. This is an awfully close one. Demons had the lead for pretty much the entire match. The hometown side have bounced back in force. Big tap is there, goes to ground. Opportunity here, however. Nice snap kick. This here to tie things up. No. Loose man all over it.
Doran couldn't get enough purchase on it. It was marked by O'Sullivan. From inside his defensive goal square. Looks wide. Good kick. Found Prokos close to the boundary line. Prokos thumps it long down the line. Big fly there by Smith. Couldn't take the mark. And wrapped up is Pope. And we'll have a ball up. Surface side of halfway. Outer side of Totally Workwear Park. Tension building. Not long to go in this one. We've played 26 minutes. The Sharks lead by 6 points.
Geez, viewers, if you're watching a second quarter, you probably wouldn't. We're not expecting this scoreline thus far. Tap goes down. Demons just holding it up. Hands are up. We'll see what the official is, and it is holding the ball. Here we go. Another goal here, Jack, for the Sharks. You do wonder.
Harrison Fraser just fell on top of it and laid an egg. Holding the ball. Pope to send this one long. Ball inside 50. Allowed to bounce. Huddy's there. Broadbent picked it up. Taken in a strong tackle by Stallard.
Yeah, no Pryor. I'll see a ball up just on the inside of the forward 50. Pretty much dead in front. Breeze still blowing to the right side of screen, viewers.
So Huddy won it down. Here's Alice Yeoman trying to beat a tackle. Owen dribbling it through. Will it bounce? Oh, wrong side. Bounced over the head of both Hamilman and Broadbent, who are big men. Wrong side of the post, but a handy point.
Yeah,
the margin 7 points.
Yeah.
11-14-80. Sharks 13-9-87. 27 and a quarter minutes played.
Demons have to go up the guts here. They're running out of time. 7-point difference. That is a very handy point, as you mentioned, Jack. And exactly up the guts they do. Big pack grab. Doesn't take it cleanly. Hands are out. Sharks all over it. Here we go. Demons are out. And no effort there from Surface Paradise. And we will see REDLAND-VICTORIA point, pinging it here on our side, and nice one-on-one. The grab's taken, crowd getting fired up. They know how much this means. Pinging on the wide side, open man is there. Mark not taken, and the foot race is on. Oh, big sling tackle. Officials not making anything of it, and the ball will go up.
So throw in, 25 out. Sharks lead by 7 points. Time expiring on the Demons. It was so good in that first half, but have slowed to a crawl. Here's Hamilman. Gave a handball off to Brown. Brown kicked it out on the full. Had a flying shot at goal. That's ended up in the trees behind the goals at Totally Workwear Park. So Surfers, they need to move it quickly. Jones, risky kick, looking for Woodburn. Punched away. Coming in was Owen. Owen gathered, gave a handball to Huddy. Huddy screws it back to the top of the goal square. Running back to try and grab it was Cameron. Ball bounces in play, then goes out of bounds.
Oh, this forward press from the Sharks, though. The Demons can't get out of their own back line, and as a result, time not on the side of Surfers. The 7-point lead really starting to build.
A ball in. 20 out from Redland's goal. Huddy front position. Picked up. Hunkin. Flying shot on goal. Bending around. Another minor score. So 8 points the margin. 29 minutes played. The Sharks 13-10-88. Surfers 11-14-80. They need to go right up the middle here, Surfers. They need 2 goals to win it. It'll be Nice that brings it in.
caution to the wind here. Need to play for this. They've gone for a chip kick, and Jack, that is a howler.
Ball kick. Callahan came up with it. Callahan grabbed it, had a shot on goal. I think he hit the post. Oh, just can't quite put them away, the Sharks. Margin out to 9 points. We're almost at 30 minutes played. There's a minute to go. They're almost home, the Sharks. Kick out of full-back towards half-back. Aston working well there with 2 for company. Luxton grabbed it. Got it to Smith. Close to the boundary line. Luxton again to Doran. They're going to go forward here. Doran's kick has been marked. Strong intercept mark taken by Clay Cameron, who's just parked himself behind the footy. They should have enough to see out the clock here. Cameron goes short towards the boundary line and it's been marked.
Jack,
Time will keep ticking.
Got to ask the question. Surely this is up there with one of the biggest comebacks for our qualifying finals here for the QAFL.
Well, we'll have to consult the history books. Time ticking down. Big fly. No mark taken. Handball over the shoulder. Huddy tackled without it. No free kick. Surfers go forward. They've put it out on the full. The Sharks lead by 9 points. It'll be a famous victory for the faithful at Totally Workwear Park. They've come all the way back from 39 points at half-time. Time ticking down as the ball is kicked out on the full at half-forward. Just 8 seconds to go. What a victory this will be. Celebrated long into the night because they've got the week off now. Chip up to Jewel. It's going to be too little too late. Jewel looking for Leah Campchi. Siren about to sound. Siren has sounded. What a win by the Sharks. A second half comeback for the ages and they march through to a preliminary final. They kicked 10 goals to 2 after half-time. Hamilton stood up and his team followed him. Redland-Victoria Point Sharks will play in a preliminary final in 2 weeks' time. Surfers, who were so good in that first half, will face Maroochydore in a cutthroat sudden death semi-final next week. What a game it's been.
Oh my goodness, viewers. We have just had an absolute treat this Saturday Arvia footy. What an incredible comeback there from the Sharks. Totally Workwear Park, delivering the goods. And the home crowd, look at them get on that field there, loving what they see. Bevies are flowing, smiles all round.
This Demons team will be shattered because they dominated the first half of proceedings and then bravely tried to cling on to their lead. But it was a second half surge from the Sharks. They win 89-80 on a famous day here at Totally Workwear Park. Arguably the game of the first round of finals. Let's go around the ground, Dylan, and check out some of the other full-time scores.
Yep. Results around the ground. Palm Beach Currumbin absolutely slaughtered Aspley 113-55. Morningside, Broadbeach, which was probably one of the closest matches throughout the first 3 quarters. Morningside take the victory 90-68, and then Labrador have locked things up 88-53 against Maroochydore. Now, Jack, we have the
we've been entrusted with the votes, and there were so many great players out on the park. All right, let's get stuck into these votes. I'm going to give one vote to Ben Woodburn, leading the coaches' votes when they went behind closed doors in round 13. He was great. Brilliant in the first half, tried really hard in the second to lift his team over the line to no avail. The 2 votes will go the way of Clay Cameron, who was brilliant, was one of the lone winners on the ground that Redlands had in the first half.
Well, he fired in that third quarter too, which was so important, and that's where all that momentum bounced back from, so I agree with that as well.
And the 3 votes, Craig Malone dominated the ruck battle all day. And when they came charging in the second half, he was able to give his on-ball brigade first use of the football. So the 3 votes, Craig Malone. The 2 votes, Clay Cameron. 1 vote to Ben Woodburn. That'll do us at Totally Workwear Park. It has been a red letter day for the home side. Came back from 39 points down at halftime to win by 9 points. What a second half. We'll see them play in 2 weeks' time. And that's it from Totally Workwear Park. My name's Jack Fulham, Dylan Kimlin. Thank you for your company this afternoon.
Oh, thank you, viewers. My goodness, what a terrific way to spend your Saturday, Harvey.
And stay tuned for more QAFL action. We'll have both of the semi-finals on next week. We've got a QAFL W prelim final coming up after us, so stay tuned for that one. Daniel Viles and Chris Yean with a call from Totally Workwear Park. That's it. Goodbye for now.